Alright, it's time to go to Pretend World. Real life is non-existent except for in this game world. You guys see a scene unfold before you. It's a dark room. There's a blue light flickering from a corner, and the camera zooms in, and you see what looks to be a green, blue, fuzzy, old-timey television. It's got condensation built up all over the screen, and you see a dark form with rags sitting on a decrepit couch. It looks almost subterranean in nature, the room. And as the focus zooms in on this screen, you see what looks to be those like FBI style investigation, but interrogation room kind of scenarios where the camera is focused in on the person, but they're all silhouetted, so their identity is protected. See what looks to be a male figure on the screen, flickering, illuminating the face of this dark figure. You're from behind, so you're unable to see what it looks like. And you see the volume. You see the volume go up from like 1 up to 15, and the man starts talking on the screen. Okay, sure. First, okay. Listen. Innsmouth. It began in Innsmouth, Massachusetts, in like 1928. Write that down. It began there, but it didn't end there. Fuck, it's still going on. Right now, no doubt. Okay, sure. You've heard the rumors. Fuck that. That fucking silver hubcap in the desert, or 40 whatever. That's fucking true. The things the Nazis were calling at the bottom of the ocean, also fucking true. That city, beneath the ice in the Antarctic, fucking take 3 guesses. It's a goddamn big world out there, and we don't know fucking shit. How do I know? Me? I worked in this place. It was in the 50s. So, you wouldn't understand. We had our shit strapped down. We knew what was what. I was a file clerk, just a kid who worked in a library and joined the Marines to fight some fucking commies at the time. Left in 1954. Short, half my nerve. I got a job in naval intelligence because I pulled some geezer off the line and got him into a field hospital. And that guy, well, he was fucking connected. That job was just about heaven while I had it. I'd file in the day and I'd file at night. Do this dawn. And so, I'd do it sometimes. I'd go in after hours and I'd finish up, but I'd read. I read a lot of the files. And then one day my boss comes into the dry room where we keep all the old stuff. I'm filing. But there he is, in the doorway. He's holding a fire axe. The axe looks like it's covered in Hershey's syrup. But I figure out right quick that's blood. I'm fast that way. He says to me, "Dawn?" I say, "Yes, sir." I mean, he had an axe, right? He says, "You want to know a secret?" Oh, okay. Something owns us. He holds the door for me, like, all nice and shit. And so I leave, of course. And when the door shuts behind me, he's just screaming and smashing the shit out of everything. He was a smart guy, my boss. Not prone to violence. Not an unkind word in years. But he read everything. Every file that crossed that threshold. "Knowledge is power," he'd say to me. "Knowledge, Don, that's the key." And he was fucking goddamn right. But a key to what? And you see the power on the TV fuzz out, and the image goes away as we fade to black. And we alight on the current day. Who would like to go first on what they are doing on their way or the day of before they make it to the post office?
So I'll take a stab at it. Where does it said describe what we're doing on the way to the post office or the
Yeah.
day of
So
going there?
yeah. So you get this message. It can be the same day. It can be the day before. Either one. But I would like to you describe kind of what you're going through, what you gather, what you do. On your way to the post office, you get there, and I'll kind of describe what's available for you.
Okay. Um, so I went through and well, after getting this email that I received, I packed a small bag, not even like a gym bag, a little bit smaller of a bag. Um, just my own personal go bag from years of just having to always pack one of those every time I go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I had a friend that I like to see when I'm not deployed and I've been home. I was talking to him, and he actually drives for Uber, so a little bit paranoid about things spying on me because I've seen things that do spy on you all way too many times. So I get my friend to hop in, or to take me rather. He agrees to, and I'm driving. He's driving me down to the post office, and I'm actually playing a game that my wife got me into on my government issued phone. Probably get me yelled at. So I'm in the back of my friend's Uber playing Candy Crush on one of the most secure phones in the history of any phone, and trying to think about what I read, but at the same time, because of my history, I'm I'm not stressing about it yet. There's been too many false starts for me for operations in the past. Until something actually starts happening, I just kind of roll with the flow.
Okay. And your friend's name?
Mark.
Mark? Okay, so Mark pulls up in front of the post office. And he looks at you and he's like, and Nolan, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Nolan.
And he looks at you and he's like, Nolan, is this the place?
Yeah, man. It's a post office. It's the only one. Is the place.
Yeah, but I mean, like, are we going in the front, or you just got a package? You don't have a box or anything? Are we going to the side, or?
Well, remember I was going to take your sister out next week, so I have to get her something really nice. I ordered it from Amazon. It's at the post office.
Oh,
Need to bring it here.
Ah, sorry, man. You know how I am about things. It's fine. All right. Well, yeah. You want me to stick around, or?
No, man. I appreciate it. You're good. I may be meeting some people here. Thank you for the ride, though.
No,
Take
cool,
care of
man.
yourself.
And he like takes his fist and get a bump.
Yep, fist bump.
All right,
Hard
fist bump. All right, he takes it. He's like, all right, man. All right. So what does Nolan look like as he steps out of this Uber?
I guess kind of scruffy. Wet hair because never dry my hair. Some like those like tactical cargo pants that you can buy.
Okay.
But you can buy them off the shelf, and just a shirt with
whatever.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Kind of like the lumberjack you'll see if you Google lumberjack or tactical lumberjack.
Okay.
And with my bag just slung over my shoulder.
Okay. Are you open carry?
Yeah.
Okay, and you've got a pistol on you, open carry?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Are you carrying a duffel bag as well, or just what's on your person?
So I've got on my person, I have in my pocket my wallet, my phone, and then my gun open carry. But then
Okay.
I have it's like I guess like a duffel bag. Yeah, that's kind of was not a huge gym bag, but
Okay.
not like a tiny man purse.
Gotcha. All right. So yeah, fanny pack. In this moment, we're gonna reverse time and catch somebody else up to that exact moment in time. So who would like to go next?
Are you ready?
Here you go.
Go for it.
Okay. So, I'll be packing a small bag of stuff that I never leave the house without.
Okay.
Like, notepad, probably change of clothes, some, little odds and ends, little toolkit that I have, like, for, my actual work stuff with, cleaning, brushes, whatever.
Okay.
And put my lab coat kind of like folded up neatly on top.
Nice.
Wearing almost the same kind of like not quite cargo pants because girl cargo pants are not cargo pants, but I don't want to carry a purse.
Yeah.
Because fuck that. So I can
You're not a
fit
Kavu
everything.
girl?
I can fit everything in pockets.
Okay.
So I'd probably I'm semi-happily married. I'll have the hubs take me and just be like, all right, I got some work stuff I gotta pick up. Gonna get a ride with Roxy on the way back.
Okay. And so he'll just be like, are you sure? It's a quick post office normally doesn't take that long.
No, it's okay, because I mean they're just opening, and it's okay. I gotta talk to her anyway. We might go get a drink, like go get coffee, and we'll
Oh,
head over to-
all right. Well, you do thing. You got what you need. We can.
Yep.
I got like 15 minutes before I have to be back. So.
No, I'm good. I should be good.
All right. What kind of car do you guys have, or what car does he have?
Fuck it, a Prius.
Prius. All right. So you load up. You guys load up into the Prius. Do you sit in the front or the back?
Do what? Sorry.
Do you sit in the front or the back if he's driving you?
The front.
Okay, so it's not that bad.
No, it's
Okay. He takes you down, and just obviously stops at the front because why else would you go to the post office? Unloads. All right. Well, good luck. You don't say anything.
I'll see you later.
It's like, yeah, awkwardly walk away. So you have your stuff is all in your pockets, right?
Yeah, pockets. I've got a small bag with my not a duffel, messenger bag.
Okay. All right.
With the brushes and my lab coat.
Okay, yeah, and you see right in front of you that an Uber has stopped as well, and this slightly militaristic-looking fellow has stepped out at the same time you did. You kind of look over at him, and at this point, who would like to go next?
Ready, Jason?
Sure.
I saw the green light, but I didn't hear anything.
He said sure.
Well, dive in if you want, or I can go. It doesn't matter to me.
In the backpack, I'll pack in. It's my car backpack, so it has a med kit. I pack away the truck gun.
Truck gun.
So it'll be, gotta have that just in case. Always. And just any odds and ends that I may need. Pencils, paper, anything to take notes on.
Okay.
And I will tell the wife I'm going on a trip to get groceries or something.
Okay.
And
Don't
get a kiss and...
Don't forget the cheese sticks.
I know. It's on the list.
All right. Well, I'm gonna call you if you take too long again. You don't take too long.
I'll try not to. We'll get in the SUV and head out.
Okay. Hop in the SUV, head out. You are alone. So do you also go to the front of the building? Or when you pull up to the post office, you notice that there is the very first thing, if you're coming from, I believe it's, whatever, the fucking highway, on the right, the first thing you see would be the entrance for the post office vehicles. Secondly, the entrance, the main entrance for civilians. And thirdly, the entrance for people that work there. All of these are open most of the time.
I'll pull into the front.
Okay, so you pull in the front. You have to wait a couple minutes, but you do find a parking spot. And you see the other two characters, which you don't know at the time, start to make their way in the front as you get out of your SUV and grab your bag and make your way towards the front door. And at this time, Philip.
Yeah, so I guess I'm the only one from out of town.
Yeah.
So I should. I realize now it's something I should talk to you about is like where his like FBI office is, or if he's just up in fucking DC.
As a civilian, I personally don't know where the FBI office is.
I mean, that's like headquarters is primary headquarters is Washington. The greater Washington.
Oh
DC.
yeah, but like I guess we'd be TBI down here. So I don't know where that is.
TBI being a separate entity of FBI, right? So like,
yeah, I don't know where you would interface down here, but it's not important. You can just tell me where you're coming from.
Yeah, so I'm assuming I don't have any reason to assume otherwise. Unless he's on assignment, I would imagine his home base is up there.
Man, you flew into our shitty airport.
Right.
He did.
There's actually an office on Chestnut.
There you go.
All right. So
actually, I was gonna say, so no, I think I drove down, and after the video, I think
yeah,
I spent like the entire time talking to my brother and reminiscing about, very, very obliquely picking his brain about Dad.
Mm-hmm.
And, if there's anything he remembers that I forgot, or just, obviously not telling him anything, just kind of reminiscing.
Mm-hmm. About, like his personality or about what happened?
In general?
In general?
But probably more, what happened towards the end or whatever.
Yeah, you go through this conversation with your brother, and it becomes pretty obvious that your brother doesn't see anything weird about what had happened to your father, and that you quickly get the sense that was his way of kind of coping with the loss and the situation, was to just kind of come to terms that everything's normal, everything's fine, that's what happens.
So, imagine that's his coping tool, is being a little more grounded about it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's how I would spend a lot of the trip.
Okay.
From Virginia down here.
Okay.
And, I mean...
Yeah, so you made a big trip. So you came all the way from up north after this video. You're like, well, they've already assigned me, and flew down here. Have you even got a hotel yet?
I'm assuming like I've got, company vehicle.
Yeah, totally.
So I've got, I got my list of things that is split out into person and car.
Yeah, so you've got your whole shebang with you. You got the kit. Awesome. So you drove down.
It's a curiosity, but it's very much an assignment. So
yeah, no, like you were specifically told what is happening. So
I imagine that when he gets there, he's going to leave that FBI blazer, the wind blazer, in the car. But
okay,
he's going to have his suit on, covering up, my
full blackout tint windows.
Oh yeah,
car.
it's a fucking FBI SUV.
Hell, TVA cars are going to get that way.
Shit.
Yeah. So you will provide you the same options as before. There is the first entrance, which is the post office entrance for the vehicles, the civilian, and the employees.
And I didn't have enough time to try to quietly remember from the video. It was just go here.
It was. Yeah. Everyone had the same directions there.
Precision, government issue, GPS stuff. There was no did the high precision of that tell me point towards an entrance?
No, it was smack dab on the middle of the building there.
Then I would probably park as much on the side as I can inconspicuously get the vehicle to probably avoid as much attention as possible. Yeah.
So okay, yeah. So you pull in there and you're having to wait a little bit of time because you want that specific spot, and you're like, what the fuck is going on here? Obviously,
I probably kind of sit there and case the place, because he doesn't really know what to expect.
Yeah.
So probably, he's not familiar with the area. So probably just gonna watch for 15, 30.
I mean, you could pull into the Hardee's across the street and watch.
Yeah, he probably would have started there, right?
Yeah. So you do that. Are you trying to be on time, or are you going to be late?
Early.
Okay. So while this is happening, I guess you do that. You watch the place. You don't see anything unusual other than It's taking a fucking long time for everybody in the post office. But with current dealings, you kind of understand why. You do see, as you are parking your car and getting out, you see a couple an Uber get out and someone else gets dropped off, which is pretty strange at a post office to be dropped off at a post office. So immediately that kind of goes off in your head as you're walking behind these other 3 people that walk into the building. Collectively, you guys make your way inside. You obviously see to the right the way to go. There's a line that's built up. It's probably got like 6 people in it. Not standing 6 feet apart, so it's not as big and long as it normally would be right now at this time. Yeah, it's fucking wrapped around the building. But you do see to your right, like where you can go in and talk to the people, a door in front of you, and the post office boxes, PO boxes and stuff to the left. You all see each other along with the other 6 people in there. What do you do?
It didn't mention anything about like expecting to meet anybody, right?
It did not.
So yeah, I'm inconspicuous in the back.
Do you get in line?
Not at first.
Okay. The rest of you?
I'm just kind of standing looking at the PO boxes. I look around and I give the head nod of a guy gives to every other guy that he doesn't know. To
oh, this is down.
I don't. Yeah, I don't remember character. I'm sorry, to Chad and Jason. I'll get names in a second. And I just kind of hold my phone up and twist it. It's this, giant ass phablet phone, and it looks all official, and there's Candy Crush on it. And I just kind of twist it, and like, I can't. I got a thing.
Okay, got a thing. Remy?
Just like perusing the box sizes that they have, like stacked up over on the side. Just
Okay,
like,
yeah.
Like pretending to like measure up something.
Okay. And David?
Kind of like glancing around, like trying to see if I see anybody or anything that looks like me standing there.
Yeah, totally.
I'll grab one of the packing envelope things where you gotta fill out this freaking information and start working on that.
Okay.
Slowly.
Okay, perfect. What were you saying, Chad?
You said it was 2 was when you're supposed to be there, right?
Yes. I was. Do what?
So, like, people coming and going if we're hanging out, right?
Yes, there's other people coming and going. It's a functioning post office. Definitely is needed right now. So I'm thinking that you guys are probably 5 minutes early, unless anybody specifically wanted to be late. No. Okay. So you guys stand around for about 5 minutes, doing your thing. Nolan, you do notice that you are getting a few looks for your bag in there. Not so much suspicion, but just like, why hasn't he done anything with that yet? Like, how many packages is he carrying in that thing? And why didn't he package it before he came? The kind of thoughts we have when we see somebody carrying around a bag. Obviously not, is he going to pull out an Uzi yet? And exactly, go ahead.
Both Jason and Mike, you guys had backpacks on or gym bags or whatever?
Yeah, kind of like a mix between a gym and a big, less than a gym, bigger than a duffel a little bit. You can call it a backpack, that's fine. Tactical backpack kind of thing.
Tactical,
I guess.
Okay. Yeah. Open carry is not that big of a deal down here.
Like, is it like a straight up like whatever Molly bag or whatever from the military?
It is, but it's not like decked out with clips hanging off of it or anything. It looks like what a mall ninja would buy.
It had like the Velcro name tag on it or whatever.
No, it doesn't have my name on it.
He turned it inside out.
But it probably has that little spot or whatever, right?
Yeah, it does. Yep.
Okay. So I would probably pick up on that at some point.
Okay, so you don't say anything, but you're aware of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But as I'm casing the place, like I'm gonna notice like this guy's probably former military.
Yeah.
Former or current.
Does anybody know each other?
I don't believe that I know anybody.
Okay.
I think, Jason, did you talk about knowing Mike or something?
No one did. I was just asking.
Well,
No,
I know Jason had mentioned it. I don't know if he ever like talked to Mike or you about it.
No. I thought about it, but no.
Okay.
No, I don't know anyone.
So exactly on the dot of 2 o'clock, 2 p.m., that door that doesn't have a handle to the way in the back, right there in the middle of the post office, opens up. And a very large woman, large as in like Nordic, not like fat, very big, muscular woman, comes out. The first thing you notice is that her hair is pulled back tight with a couple braids on each side, and she's missing one arm. It looks like she's not really used to it. And she has one hand and she points. What?
How would she braid her hair if she only has one arm?
Someone help
That's
her,
skills.
obviously.
That's skills.
Yeah. I did say it was recent, didn't I?
Very-
Like 5 minutes ago, recent?
Maybe. She comes out of it's a rough post office nowadays without those machines back there. Sorting's hard. She is obviously not in a post office attire. It is not necessarily military, but you get the sense that her collared shirt, it's got no badges or anything like that, but the way she's carrying her,
She has a sense of purpose.
she has a fucking aura of authority. When she opens that door, pretty much everybody but you four kind of turn away. She's got such a sense. She looks at...
What's going on? Do I notice anything else happen?
You see the people shift. Kind of like glance at her for a second and just, kind of go back to what they're doing. And she looks... is anybody looking her way?
Yeah, I mean, I'd notice her when she opens the door because she's so huge.
Yeah. She immediately, since you spoke up first, she just looks at you and she just nods. She doesn't say anything. She just does her head back like this, and steps aside, which only gives about 2 inches of the door left.
I guess I kind of start walking forward, and I kind of look back behind me. I see what you just described. Everyone's, not looking at her except for Remy, David, and Chad. Real quick, what's your guy? Philip. I don't know their names yet, but I see that they're kind of still looking at her too.
Okay.
So I look at her and I'm like, I'm gonna go. I make some stupid crack about squeezing past Brienne of Tarth. I just walk towards her, walk towards the door.
Yeah. As
I
you're
bust out laughing.
you start laughing, and as you're trying to squeeze by her, she's not leaving much space for you, but she fully intends for you to go by, as you felt with her sense of purpose, as Chad describes. You feel her hand go around your hand on your bag. You can tell that she wants to relieve it from you. Do you let her?
No.
Okay. Roll me a dexterity check. Actually, no. I think there's a better one. Let me look here. It's not that. It is. So it's either dexterity or dodge, whichever one you have is higher for you. That's fine.
I think that would be. Oh, that's Dex. Okay, I'll roll. For me, Dex is 5 higher. Let me roll.
Okay. So I rolled a 34.
I rolled a 30.
Okay, so you rolled a 30. So in this case, I beat you because it is below my threshold.
Below the threshold.
It is below my threshold, but also higher than his, which is the only scenario. So you try to pull it away, and you're like, what the fuck? She's got some death sausage fingers as she just whisks it away all out of your hand. But it's not confrontational. It happens so smoothly that you kind of just feel like you should just keep moving. It's not a big deal.
All right.
And she just kind of holds it aside. And she pokes her head and nods at whoever's looking next.
I'm still I'm paying attention to her, but I'm still keeping an eye out to see if something else happens.
Okay, Remy, were you looking at her?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she just nods you in.
I'll go over there.
Just go in. Squeeze by her? Yeah. She...
Sorry.
It's all right. And you feel her hand kind of go against your bag, but she doesn't take it from you.
Okay.
As you squeeze by. Before she nods at anybody else, she takes the bag. She kind of turns around in the door so civilians can't see. and her girth blocking the view, unzips the bag, looks in it, zips it back, and hands it back over to you. And she turns her head back out, looking for the next person of the company, or the team here.
I'll throw the paper away that I was working on and walk that way.
Okay, so you just kind of chuck it in, and just walk on past her. She kind of steps out of the room because she notices her presence is being a little bit obtuse, for lack of a better word. She steps forward. Go ahead, Chad. I can see you want to say something.
Well, I was going to say, continue with his, and I'll ask my question.
Sure. So she steps forward, and you also have a bag as well, right?
Yeah.
So I assume that you, actually, I don't want to assume anything. Roll me an alertness check to see if you saw what happened with Mr. Nolan. I believe I got that right.
48. What was my alertness?
So the way we do this... Say again?
My alertness is only 20.
Okay, so what we'll do to make this very easy for everybody to understand what's going on is you'll say that's a 48 under or a 48 over, and then you'll say if you failed or not.
Yep.
So it's a
48 over.
48 over what?
20.
20. Okay. Yeah. So you did not notice that.
Sorry, continue.
Okay. So you did not notice that, and as you're walking towards her, she is making a little bit more of a way, just kind of standing out there, looking around. And as you walk by, she kind of looks at you and looks at the bag, and it's like gives you that slight squint in her eye. Do you just keep going?
Yeah.
Yeah. She looks at you and she's just lets you go on through. Got to remember he looks a little weak, especially compared to her.
Most definitely compared to her.
Most definitely compared to her. Yeah.
Jason, did Mr. Owen throw that paper away, or did he leave it there?
I threw it away.
Okay. All right.
So, Philip, she scans the room for a second. She kind of like looks down at her watch, pulls out her phone, and scrolls a little bit, and puts it back in her pocket, and then just kind of looks up at you. She just points, and then turns around and starts to walk into the door, holding it open.
Okay. Having seen nothing else, I assume I'll take on going over now.
Okay. So you're walking away in. She closes the door behind her. And she doesn't say anything. All four of you are standing in the hallway. She just nods her head. You guys walk down the hallway a little bit. You hear sorting from the inexistent machines that are not there anymore, and make your way into a conference room. You sit down, or you go into the conference room. She goes first. She opens the door. It's a stark white room. Almost looks interrogation style, but it's a post office. It's very stark. Most of the building is made for mail, and no one really cares what it looks like. So you go in the room, and sitting in a chair, there's 4 chairs on a table, a rectangular table there, and 1 chair on the other side. 4 chairs for you folks. She goes and stands behind the other chair, and inside that chair is a sad-looking man, very tired look in his eyes, graying, probably 50 or 60, casual dress, sitting in the chair, and he gestures at you 4 in the doorway there, and it's like, please have a seat.
I walk up to the table and ask. So just want to make sure I'm getting my bag back right. It's kind of important to me. Your assistant there was a nice lady, but I would like to see that bag. That's at all possible.
You see her in the back of the room, like hold up your bag with her fist, and she's just like, and she just throws it at you.
All right, I pull out one of the chairs that was set for us, and just kind of kick back and
catch the bag, sit down on the chair.
Yep, kind of lean back.
You're two. I don't know what you call it. The fucking back of the chair where you put the two things.
Yeah,
up.
I'm two-legging it. Trying to be
Two-legging
the
it.
cool kid at school.
Okay, he two legs it, props his leg up, and you see the large, imposing woman is just like,
All right, okay. I slammed the chair back down and scoot up. Sorry.
The rest
Walk
of you
forward and sit down.
sit down. Okay.
Yeah, I'll just go sit up. Sit normal.
Okay.
I
Philip.
prefer to stand if you don't mind.
She just kind of whatever, and he's like, oh, whatever, and
I
he.
position myself so that I'm like facing them, but I'm also like facing the door.
Okay. And there's one door. And he's like, dude, close the door, please.
I close it.
Close it. It immediately gets hot in the room. The AC is not good enough in there. You feel like as soon as you close it, you've lost your connection to the outer world of AC. He's got a briefcase in front of him, and he cracks it open. Four folders he pulls back and hands the woman. The woman leafs through them, pulling out a piece of paper from each one, and slides them down onto the table with one brisk movement as they float in front of each one of you. Top secret clearance agreement for each one of you. Filled out completely with all your details that no one else should know, except for Google. Filled out entirely except for your signature.
Even though I already have top secret clearance?
Oh, absolutely, even though you already have top secret clearance.
I look at the paper and look around at everybody else on the table. I kind of, David and Remy kind of look a little bit, not taken aback, but just a little bit like, huh? And I notice Philip's just kind of looking at the paper and looking up, and I don't really make anything of it, but I'm just like, oh, you guys need to be careful about these. They, make sure you read the fine print.
I was already doing that. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll make a side comment of, well, at least I don't have to fill this out like every other form that we have to fill out. Name, address, birthday. At least they figured that out for me.
And the large woman smiles at you with her several missing teeth as she gives you a big smile. And she has a pen that she hands over to you. She hasn't given anyone else a pen.
I'll hold it, but I'm still reading my
Oh,
paper.
okay. So everybody's reading their papers. So you guys are actually looking at them before you sign them. Anyone who is doing that, roll me a bureaucracy check. And if you do not have it, we will have to do a luck roll.
I think I got a 10%.
Okay, I think everybody... Okay, good. Everybody's got a 10%, so... Everybody...
It's a base rating.
It's a base rating
on
10.
bureaucracy.
Excellent.
29 under 40.
All right.
I got a 95.
All right.
22 under 60.
Okay.
Before I take the paper, I just put in. You need another one of those?
Another one of what?
Already got.
Oh,
room
yeah.
top secret.
You'll need this.
Okay. Take it.
You're special, aren't you?
Since he makes that comment, I say, just wait till it's the 15th one you've signed. It gets real old.
Third here.
30?
I said this is the third time
Oh,
I've signed
okay.
a top secret.
So everybody, what'd you get, Chad? Philip?
43 under 50.
23 under 50. So everybody passed but Mike, right?
Yeah, I don't know what there's. I'm out of character. I don't know what under anything means. I just rolled a D100 and got a 95. So
Yes.
I'm sure I failed, but
So I said bureaucracy. So you look on your character sheet, and you look for the bureaucracy skill.
I have a 10.
A 10. So what that means, if you had gotten a 9 or 10 or below, you would have passed that.
Okay.
That's that simple. Huh?
Yeah, this is a weird one where you want to roll under that value.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think what tripped me up is you guys were saying like 23 under 50 or something instead of just saying like 23, and I just didn't know what the significance
Yeah.
of saying the extra piece was.
So I don't know. I
My
won't.
bureaucracy is 60, and I rolled a 22. So it's just so that he knows that like it's under my value.
Oh, okay.
It's
All right.
to indicate how
Yeah,
what our
'cause everybody's
value
is different.
is.
Yes.
And the other thing, and that's where like earlier when you failed your check against her, for example, if you had a 60 in dexterity or whatever, and she had a 50, you could roll a 55, but she can't. If she rolls a 55, she's going to fail. So whereas normally to succeed on a check, you want to be under your percentage. To succeed on a conflicted check,
Contested.
you want to be under your value but higher than your opponent.
Okay, cool.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah. And we'll get into it more, but if you roll double digits, which is the same number on each one, that is either a crit or a fail, depending on it whether it's above or below. But as long as you guys tell me what's what, we'll be able to call it out. And that's why I want everybody to say under or above a certain number, because it also gives a little check, say, hey, I'm good at this, and everybody heard that last number is just like, this is what I normally do, so they can call on them to do certain things. Because not
Okay, so I would say 95 over 10 then in this case. Or
Yeah.
8. Okay.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You would say 10 under 9, or yes, 95 over 10. Yes, perfect. Yeah.
All right, cool. Thanks. I'm good.
Okay. What are you saying, Jason?
I said you have modifiers too that go on these rows. So we may say 29 under 40, but you may have a modifier of 20.
Yeah.
So that.
Okay, so yeah, everybody but Mike kind of reads over it, and you quickly note that it doesn't really describe exactly what it's going towards. Each one describes what you got in your video. It'll say they are being reassigned to this, and it doesn't really give a reason why, other than just they need clearance. And honestly, Mike, you wouldn't even need to sign one of these.
Yeah, I was... Okay, yeah.
But it's up to you as your character if you just do it anyways.
I put a smiley face on it.
Okay. You put a smiley face on it, kind of twist it around with your fingers and slide it back, and the guy just kind of picks it up and just looks at you and he's like, he sticks it in the briefcase with the folder from the lady. And he gets two other pens out, slides it across for the rest of you to sign.
As I was reaching for my bag to pull out a pen.
I definitely before he even got it out, I definitely have one in like my breast pocket.
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
Some sort of fancy pin that I prefer to use.
Okay. Yeah. Is everybody signing?
So you said it covers what's in the video?
Yeah, so that's pretty much it. It just covers what was described in the video, and that's it. Do you have a military? You could do another military or like bureaucracy or.
I've got my bureaucracy, my human int's off the charts.
Roll me either a human or a bureaucracy to kind of get a read for what's really going on, either through the papers or through the facial expression of the man in front of you.
Nice. 32 under 80.
32 under 80. You look at him and you look down at the papers and you realize that this just seems to be a formality and that it's important, but the words on the paper probably aren't what you're signing for.
So obviously this is an out of character question. Our alias, is that something like we will receive?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I'll literally just write. No, I'll just sign it.
You sign it. All right. Remy, you sign. Okay. And Remy, you sign as well. Slide him over. The woman, you see her in a moment of, I don't know, I don't really want to say weakness, but a moment of concentration or whatever. You see her wince a little bit. She takes her good right hand down to her left arm, where it's missing from the elbow down, and just kind of give it a rub as she squeezes. Then reaches down, collects your papers, sets the folders down, and packs them in one by one with her one hand, collects them, kind of scans over you guys, and walks out with the folders and papers. Scoops up the briefcase as well and leaves him behind, and leaves the room. And the man is there in front of you. Do any of you know why you're here today?
I speak up and say, well, I thought it was maybe a quick run to the post office, but it's starting to feel really familiar again.
Yes, unfortunately, it is one of those days. It's one of those days.
I crack up.
You see him, he's fidgeting with something underneath the table in his hands. And he looks at you guys, and you...
After noticing that, I look at him and say, what you got there? I'm kind of leave it Mr.
Can you, now, don't laugh. And he's got like this, he's like trying to hold back a smirk when he says don't laugh. And he holds up his hand, and it's a business card. And on the front is Mr. Happy's shaved ice on the front of it. And he's like, you can call me Mr. Happy.
I've heard worse code names.
And he sets the business card down, and you just see the front. It's obviously the rainbow Mr. Happy logo on the front. Are you guys familiar with Mr. Happy down there by the bridge? He sells shaved ice. Yeah.
Not familiar with that.
You all were brought here because you have seen things either you shouldn't or chose to that may or may not be something that you should have seen. I will just lead with this. And he gets into this like monotone kind of drone as he starts spelling this out like he said it 100 times. And he kind of, you see his emphasis and emotions drain out. Maybe even go a little pallid as he's talking to you. You see deadly, unnatural incursions have happened before. Such incursions are so toxic that covering them up is the only way to stop further exposure. You are the agents that compromise a small task force dedicated to stopping such incursions. Your work is necessary, clandestine, and that means always not necessarily legal. And he kind of looks over at Nolan. They cannot expect explanations investigating the task force, and he points at himself, and then points at you guys, is absolutely forbidden. The threat of unnatural, the unnatural, makes secrecy imperative. Every scrap of information other than what I'm giving you right now in these sentences is need to know. I need two things from you. Your silence and the spread of information of all things unnatural, except for within your group, and myself. And to know whether I can count on you to do this. You've already signed the papers.
Do I have any inclination why he just dove into this bizarre monotone?
Roll me human, and also Remy, roll me human, because this is something you are the shit at, I believe. That or your
Because he's Mr. Happy.
Yeah, that or your psychotherapy. I can't remember which one of yours is higher.
document. Ooh.
Not as high as possible, but 92 over 80.
Okay.
84 over 50.
84 over 50. So both of you go over. No, neither one of you pick up. It's something so unnatural to what you're normally faced with in a day-to-day with civilians. His shift to Mr. Happy to no emotions, monotone drone was not something you've ever seen before. But no, you are unable to tell what the cause was.
Sound like one of my college professors.
Yeah. And you see some color come back into his face, and he kind of flicks the business card in his hand a little bit and sticks it back down on the table face down. Are you guys ready to work?
I kind of look around the table and I'm like, you three look really nice people. I just want to let you know the sales pitch only gets worse from here. So you should probably really consider what you're doing.
I worked in the CDC. That can't get much worse than that.
Do what?
So I worked in the CDC. It can't get much worse than that.
Yeah, it's not my first rodeo, but thanks.
Okay, can't say I didn't try.
Mr. Happy's smile goes from tight lip to really big. Almost unnaturally big. Mr. Happy smiles at you. Remy?
I just said creepy.
Yeah, creepy. And you say that, and he kind of like clicks with him for a second. He's like, he pulls it in a little bit.
Yeah, that's even worse because that was even more noticeable. Not how bad it was. Just yeah.
And
I'll pull out my cell phone.
Persona.
Pull out my cell phone and look up Joker.
You see it's pretty similar.
Yeah.
He is just kind of, he does this little smile for a little bit, and then he's like, okay. And I did not choose the name, by the way. So here's what we're going to do. Here's what you're going to do. I will be your contact in all things. This is how you contact me. He slides it over, puts it in the middle of the table. It's the business card for Mr. Happy Shaved Ice. On the back is 555-1230, whatever. A little bit ago, we had a agent that passed away. What we have in store is a simple cleanup job this time. We need you all to make sure that there are no remaining evidence of his workings within the program at his residence. I need you to proceed to the residence of Mr. Clyde Bowman. Get out your notepads, please. I don't have to repeat myself. Yes, so I say I will repeat myself once. Proceed to the residence of Clyde Bowman. Remove any evidence of the program's activities. I understand that 3 of you in front of me are new, and I expect the one that is not new to help you in this matter. Since you are new, you may not know what the activities look like, but I am sure to you that it will become apparent once you come upon it. Unfortunately, Bowman's heirs are... Bowman. Baughman, because no one can ever spell anything that exactly sounds like what you say. Unfortunately, Bowman's heirs are expected within 48 hours. 48 hours. Make sure everything is clean by then. Involve no one else in this operation. Meet here. In 48 hours with a report. If you find signs that Bowman violated any kind of security or spread of what may or may not be unnatural, I expect you to report it to me. Here, in 48 hours. Only call that number, and he reaches across all the way and taps that if it is a dire emergency. I cannot promise you that you will receive any help.
Do we have an address?
Yes, and he flips open his suitcase, and he's like, thank you for asking. I was beside myself, I almost forgot. And he hands you a dossier on Bowman. You see at the top of the dossier is taped a key. And it reads, summary of a report on Clyde Bowman. Date of birth, 3/28/1945. Family, wife, Marlene. She goes through her birth and death day there, 2002. Daughter, Sharon, still alive. Son, Michael, also still alive. Occupation, Bureau of Internal Revenue, later IRS. Died in 1999, but for us it's 2020. Retired as an Assistant Deputy Commissioner for Operational Support. Affiliation, active with the group, aka the program here, from 1967 to 1970. So it is an old... You quickly realize that it was not recent, but he did have dealings with the program. Taking in part 11 operations, details unavailable, numerous consultations with a specialty in taxation and property confiscation. No current association with the group. And I got you a nice little address down there.
Any particular variety of evidence we should be looking for, Mr. Happy?
It has been quite some time since you had any dealings with the program. Please look out for anything unusual. Possibly some sort of keepsake or something could be... He was a good man. His wife died of cancer many years ago, and he never really took it right since then. Quickly went downhill and left the program, and I just look for anything that stands out. If I were to guess, it would be something old, because it was quite a while since he's worked with us.
So wait, did he die on 9/1/99?
He died in 2020.
Well, you said... Okay.
The handouts does say that, but I'm telling you it's 2020.
Doesn't it... Isn't that saying that's when he worked there?
Yeah, we can take it as that, sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's under occupation.
Yeah, sure. So he died. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes more sense. Yeah.
Sorry, confused me. All right.
Sorry.
But he was only with the group
For a few years, yeah.
67 to 70.
Yeah, 3 years.
11 operations.
Yeah, and he will go on to tell you that his wife fought with cancer for many years before finally succumbing to it in 2002.
I start standing up, grab my bag, grab one of the dossiers. I kind of look around. I said, when they say when they give you a timetable, they really mean it. That's the timetable you have. And as you can see here, he has a family. You don't want to go over that timetable.
That's a good point, Mr.
Nolan Webb, and then you are
Agent Gordon.
Gordon. I had a dog named Gordon.
It's a good name. Family name. All right, Mr. Happy. Anything before we take off?
I wish you luck. Kind of smiles.
All right, Mr. Happy.
48
Puppet
hours.
Master's broken again.
Do what?
I said the puppet master's broken again. He's Creepy
Right.
smiling.
Roll me an alertness check when you say that.
Me?
No, Nolan.
19 under 80.
You see his eye twitch when you say that a little bit.
What did you say?
Said the puppet master's broken again.
Interesting. All right. Well,
Yeah, I walked to the door.
I watched that myself and Mr. I'm pointing at you, Jason.
Oh, David.
David. All right. I believe David and I are the only ones with a vehicle here.
He brings up.
I call shotgun with the dog
I crack up again.
because I said my dog was named Gordon. You said your
Yeah.
name was Agent Gordon.
All right. Mine's a company vehicle. Might as well put the miles on it. Shall we?
Let's go.
Just
Just call me Remy.
got it. All right.
So you guys leave the post office probably about 2:30, maybe a little later, and pile up in one car.
Yeah, luckily I'm
Unless he
assuming
wants
it's
to
an
take
SUV.
his.
But I'm assuming it's an SUV, so it's not like a clown car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Full on black SUV, blacked out windows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have?
rushed-
Yeah, government
Oh, yeah.
plates are perfect.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Do you have the laptop and shit in the passenger seat that you need to push out of the way?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So you just kind of shove it away on its little arm there, push it up into the dashboard. You guys pile in. What does it smell like in your FBI vehicle? Does it smell like McDonald's French fries, or does it smell like clean, like you keep it pristine? This is to bring out your character.
It is
Yeah.
clean.
Okay. So
Very
it smells like a new car as you guys get in.
pretty
Do
much.
you hire a cleaning lady for this thing? My house isn't this clean.
I like things to be neat. Mr.
Kind of just want to like do something to the seat. Like it's too neat. I don't like it. I'm used to
Well,
playing in the dirt.
Just
You're gonna have dirt on your floors. I'm sorry, my boots are covered in dirt. They're always covered in mud.
don't mess with the
Put my
bag.
daughter in here for 2 minutes and it'll be destroyed.
Yeah.
Just don't mess with the bag under the seat, all right?
What, this bag? I
Do
won't
you-
actually pull it out.
You don't pull it?
No.
Does your hand slide down and touch it?
I'll just like. Eh.
I mean, I'm not your mother. I just would prefer that you didn't handle my weapon.
Oh god, nobody wants to handle that.
All right. Am I the only one from out of town? You guys know where this bloody is? What, Ringgold Road? Is that what it says?
Yeah.
It does. It does. It's Ringgold Road.
I think we're all from here.
Okay,
Yeah.
Google, take me to.
Yeah, I mean, you can totally do that. And you can punch it in literally to Google right now, and pull up maps, and you're going to see the apartment complex.
I don't know if I have 4 in there.
You see that it's something called the Lomonique Apartments or some bullshit like that. It's old. It takes you several minutes to get there. I don't think it's very far. I believe it's less than 10 minutes away from the post office there. It's...
Been here your whole life?
Off and on.
Nice enough area, it seems.
Yeah, where we're going, I can't say it's the nicest from what I remember, but it's been a few years since I've been down here, so maybe it's changed.
And as you finish that sentence, someone cuts you off and lays down on the horn. And brake
No,
checks you.
it's not changed. I take it back. Welcome to Chattanooga.
I can't say it's the first time I've been honked at, cut off, or flipped off on the way down here, so nothing particularly surprising or new. But thanks for the welcome.
You guys,
Mr. Owen. Or would you prefer that I just call you Dave?
David.
All right, David. What's your story?
I have one.
All right. It's fair.
Real exciting guy. Real forthcoming. Ladies must love you.
You have no idea.
Mentioned the CDC earlier, huh?
Yeah, get some time in the
Atlanta office?
Atlanta office, yeah.
Yeah. Must have been exhilarating.
Is Joe still work there? He always told me the polio was created there, back from some kind of alien technology. I've got this just stupid smile on my face when I was talking to him. It's Joe, right? Still work there?
It's a big place.
All right.
Well, how about you, Remy? What do you got? From here?
Around the area, yeah. I've worked in several places though, but I keep getting drawn back here for some reason. Not really sure why, but I keep coming back here, and yeah, I'm here.
Struck me a bit of an academic. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah. I did a lot of different jobs, but I'm working at the college right now.
What's your specialty?
Anthropology.
Yeah.
Oh, so you were the people that every time I got deployed and we blew up a building, you guys yelled at me. That was you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she studies the dead people. I study the living ones.
Hence the nickname. Remy remains.
Clever.
Nobody knew that. Zach didn't even know that.
I didn't get that. As she says that, Philip, you're driving and you see a sign on the side of the road and says Jesus saves as you turn to the left.
Jesus saved lives.
As you turn in. As you turn into the apartment complex. It's a jarring example of like 1960s, 1970s, I suppose. Like tried to soup it up a few times over the years, but it's still blocky and drab.
Actually pull that info?
Say again?
Did you actually pull up this address and pull that info?
Yeah, it's right here in front of me. Okay. Yeah, if you can look at it if you want to.
I was just curious. I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
By the way, Zach, I'm putting the number in my phone as the Joker, and it's a picture of the Joker.
Okay, for Mr. Happy.
For Mr. Happy.
Okay.
I don't want family getting a hold of that number and calling it.
Gotcha. So the Joker, yeah, that makes more sense. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so you guys, you find a parking spot, you look down at the key, it says something like 308 on it.
Well, shall we? We have a key that says 308, and
Yes.
I grab the key and like, all right, let's go. Open the SUV, just pop on out, carefree.
As you headed towards the thing, I pop open the back. I grab my bag, which would have like my like evidence collection supplies and stuff. And as he's already headed up there, I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of case the joint.
Yeah.
So like, is it a big complex? How tall? How many buildings?
It's 3 stories. You'd be at the top story there. There's a pool. No one's in it. No one is really mulling about. You see someone walking their dog, letting it shit right there, and they don't pick it up. That's about all you see right now. It becomes... I'm not going to make you roll for this. It becomes very apparent that probably no one would care, even if they saw you. If someone were to just go into someone's apartment, who's to ask, who's to care? You know, it's not their place.
Hotel, holiday inn.
Yeah, I guess I should have said that. I didn't bring my bag is in David's car, or Philip's car, sorry. But I have my.
Notice that you got out without him. Be like, hey, yo, You want that?
And I just kind of pat down to where my pistol is, and then my other pocket. I'm like, nope, got everything I need on me. I have my phone, and even though we have a key, I have like one of those, I don't know, Craftsman multi-tools, whatever souped-up government version could exist. That's it, though. Just my sidearm on me, my phone, and my multi-tool.
I'm a little sad that we got a key. I got a lockpick set.
I mean, I will never dissuade you from just practicing, which would probably draw attention, but, you're...
Yeah, probably at some other time with a 48-hour timeout. All right, well,
Yeah.
I'll keep an eye out. I'll see if anybody notices us, like, going up,
So are you staying behind?
Just a little ways. Like, I'm going to be the last one coming in and just,
Okay.
see if there's anything out of the ordinary. Again, I would probably park the vehicle as much to the side or back, but close as possible.
Okay.
I don't know what a parking lot scenario we got going on.
Okay, and the rest of you just going up, right?
Yep.
Park it next to a staircase.
Sure, absolutely. You could park it like 3 staircases down, then we make a little jaunt over. Not so obvious. The 3 of you make your way to the top, and Philip, your phone starts to ring. Do you answer it?
I check caller ID.
It says, Happy Go Lucky's detailing service.
I chuckle and I answer it.
You answer it, and on the other side, hello, sir. Is this Philip?
Who's asking?
You just got your car detailed with us. I was just calling to make sure the service was adequate.
Oh yes, it was a 5-star.
5-star. All right. Well, thank you. I'll mark that down. I hope you do service with us again.
Uh-huh.
All right. Bye. And click. Hangs up.
So I'm at the door. I mean, so Philip and David and Remy are right behind me. We're all standing there together. Philip's coming up, and I'm.
Do I have any sort of hunch on what the fuck that might have been?
You can roll me human, but at disadvantage, at 20% disadvantage, because you can't see them.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, 64 over 60.
Yeah. Probably just a spam call. But it's kind of weird because you don't remember going to a detail service.
Well, I remember going to a detail service and it's got the name Happy. So
yeah, kind of weird. But yeah, so the rest of you at the door. Philip, are you gonna show up there?
Yeah, like I said, I'm just kind of an eye out.
Who's got the key?
I definitely look closely around after that call.
Okay.
I've got the key. I just insert it the lock. Kind of look behind me.
Okay, so he inserts it, twists it, just opens right up. You can look around you. What's your search percentage? Those of you who are not opening the door, since I don't have it up right in front of me, I can pull it up, but in fact,
60.
yeah,
40.
50, 60, 40, perfect, nice spread. You guys see the person that let their dog shit in the yard just kind of walk inside underneath you guys and close the door. Doesn't seem to be paying you any attention. No one else is walking around at all. There's no one else outside. You open the door and make your way inside. And when you do so, you see immediately that the interior is it's a very small apartment. It's Spartan, for lack of a better word, grim, bare. You immediately get hit with the light patina of cigarette smoke. And looking around, you kind of question whether anyone ever really lived here, due to how sparse it is.
I was going to ask where the hell I've been.
What?
Yeah, at this time it'd probably be around 3:20. So an hour and 20 minutes after, or more than an hour and 20 minutes after you left the house, so probably about 2 hours.
So I kind of start, I guess, just looking around, noticing what you said. I say, all right, let's get started. I know this probably seems a little bit foreign or weird to you guys, but like the creepy puppet said, look for something that just kind of seems out of place. We're not. It's not going to be. It's not going to be obvious. It's not going to be a document that says, "Hey, I worked for the group." So let's. I mean, how many can I see? How many rooms are in the apartment? Can I tell?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's our layout?
Yeah, so as a group, you guys pile in, close the door behind you, breathe in the stale odor of old cigarette smoke, and see immediately just inside the door, there's a ring of keys, that labeled keys, by the way, that hangs from a hook. Right there, it's got 2 keys on it, right next to your face. You look down the hall, you can obviously see there's a living room with a kitchen attached right there with the bar. Down the hall, there looks to be what you can adore to, you assume would be a bathroom, and maybe a bedroom, and another room.
So basically 1 bed, 1 bath with a living room and kitchen?
2 bed, 1 bath, living room, kitchen.
Okay. And you said the keys are labeled? What do they say?
Yeah, so you pick up the keys, and one is labeled home, and one is labeled cabin.
Okay. I got a cabin key. Guess this is going to be a 2-parter.
Maybe the guy just likes to have fun on the weekends. Wish I had a lake house.
Is there a desktop or a laptop anywhere?
You have to go look. Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I'm gonna go look for.
Okay. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, as we're, this is probably gonna be a little out of character. As we're walking in and we notice the layout, like we're discussing the keys. Or Philip and I make the remark about the keys because he sees the cabin key. Since obviously this isn't this doesn't seem to be a war zone or anything. But is there a way? Is it appropriate, or is there a way for me to see if this looks staged or not? Like, does it look like a person's apartment? Would that be alertness?
Yes, I see what you're saying. Let's
human end.
Let's
Oh,
agree
God,
on
I hope
something. No, I could see military science coming into that. I could see criminology coming into that. I could see disguise coming into that. I don't think human falls in that.
Survival, alertness.
How do we decide as a group, out of character, who? Because you said sometimes we could decide who is the best role, but how do you do that in character? I don't know how.
You simply say, "Hey, Philip, what do you think about this?" Or "What's your angle on this?" Or something like that. It's that simple. Yeah.
It's definitely very clean, especially for recently deceased. Though he was with the IRS. So I've got pretty solid forensics, criminology, alertness.
So yeah, I've got 80 alertness and 60 mil science, but that's the only 2 I can do the roles.
So having seen, one of you can roll for this, and you can say. So this is how we do these roles. Is like, if you want to use a military science role, you're coming from the character mindset that this was some kind of military setup or some kind of the program set up for the situation. If you're coming from, you said, was it criminology that you had another high one in?
The highest of the 2 is criminology and forensics.
So from the criminology perspective, you would be thinking like, okay, what are they trying to hide here? I really feel like this is something that's being covered up. Criminology. And so that's the kind of things we're going to go through with all of these skills.
And if we're both coming at something from a different angle, is that...
most of the time, I'm only going to give you 1 check. 1
check to figure out the sort of thing, even if we're coming from a different perspective.
Most of the time, but for this time, I'm gonna let it. We can roll both. It's not a big problem, but I will require you to do it in character.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. No, it's. I mean, I don't know that it is, but it's a good thought. Let's see. I mean, like they could. Is it a setup? Is it a test? Is it a fake entirely?
I don't think it's a fake entirely. The people that the people that we're dealing with now, they're not going to go out of their way to waste their time on a fake. They've already got us. I know I was kind of joking, but I want to make sure we're all clear right now. We're in this. There's the sales pitch is over. We're here.
I signed that away a long time ago. That's why I wasn't too worried about it. Well, I guess if he's setting up a fake, that certainly makes sense. And if that's a sufficient reasoning, I'll roll my criminal.
Totally.
God damn, that fucking 90, man. 91 over 60.
91 over 60. Yeah, it just looks old to you. And it doesn't necessarily look set up, but it looks like maybe someone hasn't been in there in a while. Are you gonna roll military science?
Yeah.
Okay.
47 under 60.
47 under 60. Just like you had said before, doesn't seem to be set up, but like intentionally set up, but more than likely was just busy or elsewhere.
So looks like we've got a couple of rooms here. How about I'll go with Remy. We'll check out that first door on the left. You guys kind of stay in here and look around.
All right. Well, I think it's pretty obvious that you're packing. Is anybody else?
Yeah.
Okay. It's good. Good. You're all ready to take care of yourself. I'm glad to hear it.
Okay. So the two of you that stay behind see a living room. Well-worn couch faces an archaic, like, fucking 90s television, squatted down. If you choose to pick up the remote and turn it on, you quickly realize that it's just basic cable, probably whatever package came with the shitty apartment complex. The adjacent coffee table in front of the couch there are stacks of mostly completed crossword puzzle books, issues of like Sports Illustrated, Reader's Digest, and something you do notice on the table is a box of obviously unhealthy artificial donuts, powdered sugar.
Did he
Now,
mention how recently he died?
within the past couple days.
Yeah, I would assume it's recent because
Yeah, you see that the donuts are now crumbling and dry.
Okay.
The other team, Remy and Nolan, head down the hall. The first door on the left is the bathroom, and you push the door open, and you quickly realize that the bathroom is in a very disturbed state. There's a broken towel rack, cracked shower door, and a few fragments of broken ceramic toothbrush holders swept into a corner with a little bit of red liquid along the side. There are also persistent, faint traces of the smell of what you can only assume would be Bowman's corpse. And it's very likely he died in here from the pestilence of death that wafts up into your nose as you crack the door open.
I yell back to Philip. Looks like we've got a possible crime scene here. Not really much of a. I've never done LEO, so you may want to come take a look at this.
I got you. Maybe you can assist. Damn it, I'm gonna remember it. Maybe you can assist David here. Not a whole lot here, but worth a look, I guess.
Yeah.
I assume you're accustomed to keeping stuff intact, eh? Let's see what we can figure out here.
And I don't think I mentioned it to you, and I don't think it was in the dossier, but it should have been. He did tell you he died, so along with that, you should know that he had a heart attack.
So you said there was like a cracked ceramic something?
tile.
Yes, but you are in the living room.
Well, so he was hollering at me. I
yes.
think you and I were swapping positions, right? Was that the intent?
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of, after I yell at him, I just, kind of look at Remy because I'm used to, my wife's really squeamish with blood, so I kind of check to make sure she's okay, and she just kind of seems to be hanging out. So I walk back towards the living room to meet up with David.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I go back to the bathroom, and I said something to Remy about, I guess you're familiar with keeping things clean around here. Let's see what we can find out. But would what we see sort of make sense for somebody that had like a heart attack? I mean, there's like a broken ceramic something. You said the towel rack's off the wall.
It looked like he fell over, grabbed the towel rack, and fell into the shower.
Remy, roll me do you have forensics? Or something similar to that?
Yeah, I've got 20 forensics.
Do you have something that you feel would be more appropriate due to your skill set that would bring apart that scenario?
I mean, I have a really good forensic score for the record, which I would assume be what I would be intending to use in here. But
let me look at okay. So hold on to that thought, Philip. Let me look at Remy's here.
Think of either search or survival, maybe.
Yeah. So.
I got 20.
Okay.
What is actual anthropology? Let's take a moment and look up anthropology, the skill set.
Yeah, because it's like the study of human nature.
Yeah, so you can use anthropology, absolutely. Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's, I would say different if it was like a dead body in front of you. But it's you're looking at the evidence of someone that lived here. You're not looking at the body.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Zach, before I touch anything in this apartment,
yes,
I reach into my bag and pull out gloves and put them on.
Okay, good idea.
Rubber gloves.
Okay.
I guess can I ask for a pair of those? I don't have any of that kind of stuff on me.
Sure.
Yeah, I imagine once I got back there with it being a crime scene, I'd probably pull mine out of my forensics kit and
I start looking under the TV, any place that may have something hidden.
Okay.
Of course.
Under the TV, under the coffee table.
70.
Oh, what? 34 over?
74 over 70.
Okay. Yeah. So you're looking around. And you're like, I don't know what's going on here. Philip, do you have any idea? And roll me a forensics. Okay. David, you're looking around the TV. It's got one of those old fucking VCRs that's built into the front of the goddamn TV.
Hit the eject button.
Yeah, hit the eject button. It comes out.
Growing up.
Huh?
I said, dude, I wanted one of those growing up.
Yeah. A cassette comes out, and on the front of the cassette it says Cassie, age 3, on the front of it.
I'll take it just in case.
Yes.
Okay.
Did you put it in?
So
yeah. I'll hit it play.
Okay. And Philip, no, it is not on the dossier. Sorry, that is Sharon, is the daughter.
Yeah, so it is a different name.
It is a different name. And it says age 3. He puts it in, hits play, and you hear fuzz goes on the TV, and as the static lines, you see a young girl, obviously age 3, running around a pool with a bubble wand, blowing bubbles, and she's like, Papa, this is the best day. This is the best. And she's like making these bubbles go around and around and around, and you see several minutes of that before you hear someone say, "It's time to go in for dinner," and they buzzes out and just goes into a gray line across the TV.
I'll keep letting it play.
You keep what?
I'll just let it play.
You keep letting it play.
From start to finish.
Yeah, you keep letting it play, and it looks like they taped over an episode of Friends. But other than that, there's nothing else on the tape.
So I guess I'm searching through there's like a kitchen attached to the living room.
There is.
I'm looking through cabinets, seeing if I can find anything other than 4-day-old beans.
Okay.
Ramen and stew.
So 1 second. What was your forensics roll?
34 under 50.
Yeah. So with the 34 under 50, you realize you're getting real close. Pull out your kit. I don't know what you got in there, but something in there lets you know that this has already been looked over once. You can see maybe the dust that has been dusted on some of the ceramic parts, looking for fingerprints and stuff like that. And looking around, you kind of agree with Remy, her first assessment, that it does seem like someone had a cardiac arrest here, fell on several things, and grabbed onto the curtains. The blood on the edge of the ceramic soap dish was probably superficial.
So since we're in there and we're discussing all of that, I'm gonna look in the medicine cabinet.
Okay.
I'm assuming with the age of the apartment that the mirror is a medicine cabinet.
Yeah, you absolutely. You open it up. You see a box of one of those freeze-off wart remover boxes. And inside is a bottle of Advil. And you see one of those pill containers that has the daily pills. But you pick it up and look at it, and it looks like it just has multivitamins in it.
I'm gonna open the box of freeze wart stuff. Is it actually what's in there?
You open the box of freeze wart stuff, and inside you see a bunch of condoms.
Old man got around.
Clever old bastard. Well,
Should we take that for his daughters not to find? It might be a little odd. I don't know that I would want to find that.
Do you really think they're going to empty the entire medicine cabinet?
Yes.
Okay. Your call.
Nah, we'll leave it.
They've already been over this place once, so it's not going to disturb anything if you take it. I don't think. Is there any art or anything in here?
No, but let's go to the kitchen. Nolan in the kitchen. It's mostly bare, with a smattering of cans, pans, boxes. The only human touch that you see in there is a crudely drawn human figure. It's like a dark black figure that you can easily see that someone scratched with a black crayon up from the feet down through the shoulders and a scratching head. It says Grandpa, titled Grandpa. Signed at the bottom, you see very crudely drawn is Cassie. And you see that someone had drawn next to it, in more adult print, H4, on the back. You see that there looks to be a child next to the large figure titled Grandpa, bearing 2 gold stars. Must have been from a teacher or something, and it's hanging on the refrigerator.
Well, we can safe to say he loved his granddaughter.
Hey, I think we're okay in the bathroom here. How you guys doing?
We're doing okay. We found a tape of what appears to be based on this drawing on the fridge of his granddaughter playing. The guy didn't have very much food. I mean, probably subsisting off half a meal a day. I mean, it's kind of weird.
It is odd. I think this is just where the heart attack happened. Everything seems to check out. Zach, is there a front or rear balcony?
There is not. But there is
window?
A window in the back of the hall? No. There is a door left, and there's 2 doors left. One that looks to be like a small linen closet, and the other room that you guys have not checked out.
What I was getting at is there a window in the front that looks out?
Yeah. If you would go to the living room, definitely.
Yeah, so I'm before I go further to another room with Remy, I'm gonna holler back at Nolan and hey, Nolan, you don't see anything weird out front, do you? Forgot to mention, I got a strange call before I came in. Reference Mr. Happy's car wash. So I don't know what's going on, but you guys should be aware. Maybe something fucky.
So do you think we should maybe talk to that young guy we saw walking under us? Maybe take that fancy FBI badge of yours, flash in his face, tell him he's watched too much porn, or see if we can figure out what's going on.
He downloaded movies illegally.
Shit.
You think we should finish this place first and go down, or
I'm gonna go to the next room.
All right.
Yeah. I do want to take a glance out the window though, since he called it at me, just asked me to check. Like I
Okay.
kind of think it's silly, but I just put the curtain back and just look outside towards, I
Okay.
guess, where we parked.
Indulge the 3-letter agency paranoia a little bit for me.
Yeah, so he cracks open the window to look out, and Remy walks into the other room and quickly realizes that looks to be some kind of... I guess there's 2 rooms left. There's a bedroom, and then there's something else. The first one you come across is the
After I
bed.
finish talking to him, I'm going with her.
Yeah, okay. So the first one she comes across looks like a bedroom. Quick glance, you see a bed, dresser, some photographs on top. Looks like a photograph of Clyde and his late wife, Marlene. Probably in her, early 50s, late 40s, at a high school graduation of some sort. Few photographs of a grandchild and a ceramic paperweight of a child's handprint that says Cassie, age 4, crudely painted on it, not by an adult. You crack open the window out front, or the fucking blinds, and look out. Roll me... no, we don't need to roll. What's your search?
40.
40. This is something I have to remember. It's a different system. We don't roll in most of the time, unless I feel like it. And this is not one. You're just looking outside. You do not see anybody out there walking around. You see a car leave. It looks like a white SUV leave the complex. And like not necessarily a lowrider, but a fucking old Oldsmobile kind of like pulls in and parks, and you can hear like the loud music outside.
I guess I just quickly yell back. Oh, it looks like we've got a couple of drug deals. If you want to get your case count up, but I don't see anything out here.
Not today. Thanks.
I'm gonna look through the dresser.
All right. You open the dresser, and it's interesting. At least the difference between the amount of underwear and socks I have, where mine is overflowing. This one would be maybe like 10 pairs of each one, neatly folded in lines into the dresser. You go through the whole thing, and you see very similar scenario: 10 socks, 10 underwear, 10 shirts. 10 pairs of shorts, 10 pairs of pants, all the same color.
Are you
Beige.
sure he had OCD?
Yeah.
Neither with the IRS.
White shirts, beige pants.
I'm gonna check. Does it look like the drawers actually go the whole way? Like there's not like secret compartments in the drawers?
Do you want to pull one out?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can pull one out, and you hear the wood crack as you make that last ditch effort to make that little bitty olden wood dowel over the edge there. And you look in the back, and it's just the back of the dresser. Am I coming through clear to you?
Yeah.
Okay, just make sure.
So, not my first rodeo searching things. I'm, look for like, is there anything weird on like the carpet where it looks like something needs to move, or anything like behind paintings, or like a safe in a corner somewhere? Yeah, I mean like under the mattress, under the pillows, under the bed, behind the paintings. Like I said, any indications on the carpet that something's missing?
So you can go through this whole scenario, and you're not seeing anything weird at all. You can do this in all the rooms. It just doesn't look used. And you...
Do we find any like mail or anything where we can find an address for the damn cabin, or like pictures that have an address on it, or
you can look in the garbage can.
That's what I was gonna say next. Did anybody check the trash?
No, it's a good idea though.
Yeah. I have no problem doing so if you would rather. It doesn't bother me.
Hey, Zach.
Hey.
Rather than me like just try to search through the guide while we're playing,
Just
as
ask.
I am officially, assigned to something here, right?
Mm-hmm.
It talked about FBI having access to like other cases.
Absolutely.
What about calling in like a check on
Background check?
Well, yeah, either like any outstanding information on him that maybe isn't in the dossier, or any information on this Cassie, which we would assume is like a granddaughter, but maybe just to see if there's a record of his children, grandchildren, etc.
Yeah, you could absolutely do that.
Call in.
Yeah, you can call in if you want to.
Hey, David, how old did that video look?
It had a date on it, didn't it?
No.
Did it have a
I
date?
I thought you said it had that's what it was. PCR, so it's a bit old.
Doesn't mean anything. He's an old man.
Fair.
How old is it? How old did it look?
Let's see.
Everything's about age 3.
I'm looking. Well, fuck. It looked old. We don't have to roll for that. It's old. Yeah.
So what I'm getting at is if it looked old or older, I mean everything we've seen of Cassie is age 3, age 4. And if it's older than that, why isn't there anything new from Cassie in here if he loved his granddaughter so much? What happened?
That's a great point. Something doesn't quite add up here.
So
Probably his weird thing, maybe?
What?
Maybe his weird thing?
Yeah.
So what I'm
That pulled
wondering,
him in.
and I'll take that moment to call that in. Just
Okay.
I know it's gonna take a little bit of time to get the call back or whatever.
That's
but-
what I was gonna ask, because we still have one more room left. So you call your number in, and let's put that on a brief hold while they investigate the other room. While you're going back and forth, maybe giving your ID codes and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And
case number 4382.
exactly.
Too after we have this little conversation.
Remy, you're going to the living room instead of the additional bedroom?
The last
room. Okay.
To enunciate.
Yes. Enunciate.
Yeah,
I'll stay a little ways behind her on the phone when I'm with her.
Okay. The last room that is not investigated. Oh, quickly, you can pull up the linen closet as well. You open the door, look in there. Just like there's like 2 towels, two hand towels, 2 washcloths, and that's it. You close it. Look in the other room. Looks to be like an office. Very quickly scanning around, there is no computer. There are...
Is there a place for a computer?
No. There are stacks of paper and paper and paper and paper in there. We're talking like the room is full of paper. Officially, it will take you guys hours to comb through it. But you were sitting here for a job, to find and make sure you cleanse anything that may or may not be unnatural, clandestine.
So I'm gonna look at the top of one of these stacks. Does it have like a date or any information, or does it look like he was crazy and like writing a novel?
Yeah, so you pull up, that's a great question, and ask that later as we go on through these. First one, you go to like the very left and look at the top of the stack, and it says 1965, and it's IRS papers, like tax records of all of these different companies and shit. And you know from the dossier that 1965 is when he started in the IRS, and you kind of like glance from that stack across the room to the other side, and you're like, I bet you that one says 1999 at the very end.
I'm trying to pull the dossier back up. So he was 1967 to 70.
I can point that out while I'm on hold.
Yeah, so like I'd go find the stack from like 67.
Okay.
And I guess assuming they're in chronological
They
order.
are. You kind of understand that from the rest of his house is very orderly, and it doesn't take you too long to find that stack.
It's strange for everything else to be so orderly to have this much pack ratness.
Yeah.
As I see her going through all this, Remy, is that all IRS paperwork?
I mean, I'm gonna assume so, but I mean, if you want to look through every piece of paper,
Well,
feel free.
At a glance,
Yes.
Does it all look like IRS paperwork?
Yes.
It wasn't his thing.
Do what?
So it wasn't his thing that caused him to join the bureau or the group. Because his daughter was born in '67 and his son in '74.
Yeah, his son. That's a good point. Well, so here's my point, Remy. If these are IRS docs, this isn't for his kids. We can take them. Anybody asks, the government need them. It's
True. No, you're not wrong.
You know, it's in his journal.
You're right.
Let's I got some. Let's see if we can chuck it in this bag.
It's not a bag of holding.
I mean, it's however much it takes. Like, we'll see if we can. Are there any of those like file boxes? Like, I feel like this dude would have those boxes somewhere. Like the cardboard boxes you stack with paper.
Just then, when you ask that, you hear on your phone, Mr. Gordon.
Yes, I'm here. Thank you. Go ahead.
What was that name again that you were looking for?
Clyde? Cool.
Clyde.
Clyde.
It's at the top. Clyde Bowman.
Yeah, no, there it is. Clyde Bowman. Baughman.
Bowman. So what? You're looking for anything specifically? Looks like he worked with the IRS for a while.
Yeah.
Great. Doesn't have any criminal history here.
Anything unusual between 67 and 70?
67 and 70. Going through the files. Looks like his wife got cancer. There's a note in here.
Yeah, I think she passed away a little while back. Is there anything about maybe a granddaughter? Does it have the...
Do you have a name on that?
Cassie?
Cassie, yeah, let me cross-reference this real quick. And you hear like type. Yeah, Cassie. Yeah, like 27 years old.
That'd be about right. Yeah.
Yeah. Some minor drug charges, but other than that, she seems like a good kid.
Clean. Okay. Any current whereabouts or?
Yeah, it looks like she's living upstate California nowadays.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So nothing else of note.
Where are you at right now? Looking into a case?
Yeah, we got a case. He was a person of interest in this case down here in some piece of shit place in Tennessee.
Yeah, that does sound far away.
Yeah, ways off. Okay. All right.
I guess I walk back at this point. They're in the room.
Yeah,
I was.
what's her full name? I only have her first name. Is she Cassie Bowman, or is it a married name from his daughter?
Cassie, and then it would be Cassie Sharon Bowman.
Oh, middle name Sharon Bowman. Okay.
Yeah, which is
Great. Thank you. Yeah. So her father's Michael, right?
No. That's his son.
Can I hear this conversation? Is this like on speakerphone, or is this just in his ear?
So what did she say?
We're talking. He was asking about Cassie's dad.
So, first of all, do you have it on speakerphone?
No.
Okay.
I was just trying to clarify to you.
Yeah. Second of all, it's Cassie Sharon Bowman, and if it was Michael, then that would be the daughter and the son having a kid.
Wait. So his daughter is Sharon, his son is Michael.
Yes.
So I was trying to ascertain if Cassie is the daughter of Michael.
Oh, I see what you're saying. No.
Oh, okay.
Sharon's daughter?
Yeah, last name Shenanigans.
So it's Sharon's daughter?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, technically, yeah, no, it happens.
What?
Have a kid out of wedlock, you use your own last name instead of
Yep.
your baby.
Well, sure. No, that's yeah. I was
fine.
confused. You said Cassie
Yeah.
Sharon Bowman. I thought it was a middle name.
Yeah, sorry, Mr. Gordon.
No.
We don't have a name for the father here. It is not present, so I apologize for the confusion.
No, it's fine. I misunderstood. It's reception's shit down here. All right, well, I think all right. It all seems above board. So, thank you for your time.
Thank you for saving me from some of the monotony of my day.
Yes, no outstanding, cases of note. Always telling the IRS, right?
Looking here, we were talking about Mr. Bowman, the late Mr. Bowman. I see. Okay.
Yes, just anybody that might have wanted him dead. If he had a weird case, high-profile case at some point in
and
time.
she starts to chuckle, and she's like, "No, we don't really notate that here in these."
Oh, all right, worth that. I got it. They pay me to look outside the box. So
I do have a note here that notes that he was pulled away for around 3 years, off and on, from his normal IRS duties for some redacted things.
Any locations, or just entirely redacted?
Let me scroll down. And she scrolls for like 2 minutes. No, I'm sorry, Gordon, it's all redacted.
Oh, that's all right. You know how this shit goes. All right, last question. We saw reference to potentially another property of his. Does anything else register to his name?
Oh, property. Let's see. To Ringgold Road apartment. Yeah, Ringgold Road. That should be where he lives.
Okay, that's all we got. All right. Well, I again thank you so much.
You suspect another residence? Well, he did work with the IRS, so I would assume he's probably, if he was covering something up, he'd probably know how.
Yes, unfortunately, that's the trouble, isn't it?
Yes. All right. Well, got another call here.
Yes, I appreciate your time. Thank you. Have a good one.
Bye. Click.
All right.
Do you share this with the party? Make sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 100%. I didn't have the phone on speakerphone because fuck that, but I definitely tell him that, well, Cassie seems to be Sharon's daughter and seems to be 27 living in upstate New York, so...
California.
Yeah, Northern California somewhere. So, no father of note, no other properties of note, nothing official, unfortunately.
So, since he shares that with us, and we're trying to find the property that from the dossier, it said he was a tax specialist, but he also worked for property confiscation for the government. So the cabin
confiscation, yeah.
The cat. So I asked Philip, I'm like, hey, it's above my pay grade. I'm not nearly smart enough for this, but I mean, maybe he hid that, like you see on those TV shows. You got shell companies, you got the big bad guy. So maybe we're not looking for this in his name. I mean, he would know how to not let anyone find this. So this cabin of his, maybe it wasn't his at all. Maybe he was taking care of it for a certain group. You understand what I'm asking?
That's a great point. Thank you. Yes. Well, we do have some pull on the other agencies. I'll send out an email right quick with one of my IRS contacts and see if they can pull up any details on those files, any cabins that he was involved in confiscating. It's a great idea, and I'll whip out the old smartphone and shoot off an email to either somebody I know that knows the IRS or
okay.
Liaisons with the IRS.
Since you are doing that, roll me. Do you have an accounting? You have a 10.
Yeah.
Roll me an accounting to see if you word the email correct enough or detailed enough for them to pull something on it.
I can't angle that from the bureaucracy side.
You have all the papers in front of you.
Do what?
You have all the papers in front of you.
That's fair. Yeah, so...
A lot of paper.
A lot of papers. All right, well...
In all this, have I found anything?
Oh, if you were looking...
Yeah, I was on the phone, so...
You were on the phone. Was anybody else helping her?
I came in here while he was on the phone, but I was just marveling at the paper and just I didn't look through any of it. I was just like, that's a shit ton of paper.
Shit ton of paper, yeah. No one else has above a base 10 accounting, from what I can tell. You narrowed it down from a lot of papers here. It, by the book, is supposed to take 12 hours. I believe you guys have narrowed that down to maybe 3. Would you be willing to spend 3 hours here and make a roll? Or actually, there is no roll if you spend 3 hours to look through the papers.
I don't have 3 hours.
Point, do what?
I don't have 3 hours.
She texts him, literally.
Yeah, right? There she is. I will suggest that if we're going to really dig in, maybe we should throw as many of these files as we can, at least from 67 to 70 in the back of the SUV, and see if we can find somewhere less conspicuous.
I have nowhere to be.
And
odd late hours.
Zach,
Yeah.
that call, was that from a local area code?
Yeah, 423.
Okay. Yeah, someone with that local area code called. I've never been here before in my life. Someone or something knows that I'm here. So I want to be thorough, but if we're gonna read a bunch of papers, and this is 3-letter agency paperwork out the wazoo, his family doesn't need this shit. At the very least, let's take 67 to 70, and I don't know, we'll go find a Starbucks or some shit.
I agree with him because of my past dealings. Would it be possible for me to know of safe house? Sounds like a grandiose word, but something like that. Not a Starbucks, not my house where my wife is, not Remy's house. Because of what I've done in the past, is there a chance I can know about one of those here?
Yes. Specifically, Nolan, do you remember the other coordinate in your email?
Sure do.
There you go.
All right.
You got
So
a spot we can go to, huh?
Yep. So I when you say that, you're kind of making the joke about the Starbucks, but we're thinking, and I was like, hey, so that you guys all got two coordinates in your welcome package, didn't you?
I don't think I did.
Nope.
Right?
No, I don't.
Oh, it's just me. I'm just a lucky man. So I've got an I've got an address. It looks like a storage unit, but with your fancy FBI gadgetry and my dashing good looks and know-how, I think we could make use of it.
All right, let's double check. Anything else of note here? In the meantime, I don't know. One of you guys help him look, and one of you guys help me carry this down to the car. What do you say?
Yep, I'll help you. I start helping him load boxes.
Check for any loose ends of the carpet. Something might be under. Check behind any pictures we didn't move yet.
Check in the trash.
Check the
trash. Remy, since you were looking at them before they boxed them up, I feel like it would be appropriate to give you a luck chance to see if you found the information you were looking for.
Okay.
So let's do that.
What do I do?
You roll a D100, so you get your percentile dice and your D10, and you roll them, and you hope that it's lower than 51.
Or yeah.
Mm-hmm. 14.
You guys are packing that up, and Remy is like nose to the fucking paper, trying like going through this shit. And she's like watching you pack it up, and she like stops.
Wait.
On one. And
No, that was me stopping them.
Yeah. You're like,
I saw
Cassie.
something.
Yeah. It looks like a cabin, or at least a property, in the name of Cassie Lovemore.
Ooh.
And it doesn't have an address, but written in the top margin, which makes it stand out. That's what caught your eye anyways, as you're flipping through the papers. It looks like there's coordinates as well. and I post that.
And we had a full name of Miss Cassie officially, right?
Yes, and that was not her name.
Yeah.
At
least not her current name.
Yeah, let me paste that in a way that you can actually copy that. So
Yeah, I was like, I can't
Thank you.
copy it.
there you go. I have to put it in Notepad first.
I guess I looked them up real quick. I mean, I was taking boxes down, but I stopped. Remy yelled, wait. So I'm looking up the pair of coordinates I had, the second pair, which was 2. And I'm kind of showing, I guess, David. I'm showing it was the storage unit. And then I looked up the new pair of coordinates that we just found, thanks to Remy. It looks like it goes next to a cemetery.
Yeah, it's like a lot out there at the end of a dead-end road by, I guess, west of, like, Raccoon Mountain, below a cemetery, yeah. Right next to the Tennessee River. If you were ever to hike around the mountains there, I forget what's like Rainbow Trail or something over there, you would be able to see this from the top of the overlook.
All right, guys. So we've got a nature retreat next to a bunch of dead people, or a nondescript storage unit. It's fun. Any thoughts?
I think that's the cabin.
I mean, the cabin's a ways away. Where's the storage unit? How close is it?
It's like 10 minutes away, I think.
The other direction, yeah.
If we wanted to go through these papers, I would say let's go to the storage unit because we'll have more things to do at the cabin and it's further away. And David, you said you couldn't stay?
I have a commitment that I need to finish up, so
I mean,
I could probably get away after that and meet you.
So I mean, if we wanted to go through and look at these papers, even though we've found the cabin now, but we need to see if there's anything else between these times. We could go to the storage unit and then we could meet up after if you wanted to come with us to the cabin.
Yeah.
How long will it take you?
Shouldn't take long.
How are you going to get there? Are you going to call an Uber?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, if we're only... Wait, how far away do you live?
I'd like to have my car because I need it.
Right. You have your car. So...
We could drop you back off at the post office.
Yeah.
Just as you guys say that, his phone rings.
David's phone rings?
David's phone rings.
Oh, okay.
You look down.
Step outside.
You step outside, you look down. It says, like, Honey Bunny or whatever you named your wife.
Yep. I answer.
Where are you?
I'll be home in a little bit.
Did you forget the cheese sticks and have to go back?
Yes.
I knew you would. I knew it. That's why I said it on the way out.
Yes, I know.
It's okay, honey. I'll see you in a bit.
All right.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Click.
As he steps back in, I laugh at him. Aha, you forgot something.
Didn't forget anything. Haven't been there yet.
It's been like 3 or 4 hours. Huh?
Did you forget to go get it no matter what?
No, I was planning on going to the grocery store after we finished here, but I didn't figure it'd take this long.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the clandestine government work fit into your schedule. Kind of person I want to hang around. So I guess we'll pack up and just say we can drive while we wait out of character, wait for Chad. Just say that we're kind of making our way back to the post office. Took the boxes with us like we talked about.
Yeah.
David, on your way, or everybody on your way over there, David, you get a notification on your phone, and it's for the Walmart app for grocery delivery. And it's like, don't forget, you can get 20% off for grocery delivery.
I'll swap it away.
Swap it away.
Did I find anything in the trash?
You looked, and it was completely clean. No trash in the trash.
Did I find anything underneath the book, the magazines and everything on the coffee table?
There was
or
nothing.
Underneath it?
Yeah, the only thing out of place was the cassette in the VCR.
Was that the only cassette?
That was the only cassette.
I will rewind it and eject it.
Okay. Do you take it with you while you guys pack up?
Evidently, that's his granddaughter, so I'll leave it there.
Okay, cool. Yeah. You guys pack up, get in the car, head to the post office.
I'm pointing at you. Get over here. He's back.
Okay. Head to the post office.
We're dropping off David. He's got wife aggro. We're gonna go to the storage unit and we're going to review some of the papers. Even though we're pretty confident we found it thanks to Remy and you, we're gonna review some stuff at the storage unit. That was I think before you left, I have a second set of coordinates that I was given in my email that led to the storage unit. And we also found that new coordinate thanks to Remy, but it's a long way away. It looks like it's near the cemetery. It looks like a mountain trail. So we're thinking it may be the cabin property. But we want to check out the rest of these papers and see what's in the storage unit first.
Is it so it's huh?
Raccoon Mountain.
It's on Raccoon Mountain, okay.
Well, it's
Okay.
around that.
So I mean, so it's a long way, but it's not.
Right.
Yeah, not days. It's just like it's long. The storage unit's 10 minutes from where we are right now. So
Yeah.
And with David having to go
And,
his pre-arranged whatever.
So, Zach, I was gonna mention that I was gonna tell them to like check a couple things before we like loaded this stuff in the car.
Laid
Did you
out.
guys do that at all?
They pretty much covered They covered everything.
Pictures, lift up the carpet.
Yeah.
Is there
Yeah.
any little like, no drop ceilings or anything weird like that?
Slatted walls.
They checked everything.
I will
Alright.
put those locations in my phone and star them.
Okay, so you star the GPS coordinates that Nolan gave you, as well as the one that Remy gave you.
Yep.
Okay. You are going off on your own at this point.
Yep.
Okay,
I'm
so
gonna dash through Walmart
okay,
and not forget the cheese sticks.
okay.
That's the first thing I pick up.
Okay, so the plan is you are going off on your escapade while they take a look at this other coordinate and to meet at the new coordinate that Remy found.
Is that to me or them?
To anyone, I didn't hear anybody exchange numbers or anything like that. So
Yeah, I was gonna say. So I'll
Fair.
I'll give him one of my like FBI business cards.
okay,
I like that.
You can get me there. Maybe shoot me a text before you leave, and I'll let you know where we're at. You guys can share information if you want, but here, why don't I just give each of you guys one of these, just so you got it. Okay, so
hey, before you start, Nolan, when you see him exchange numbers, you immediately like feel an uneasy feeling in your stomach. Like, be careful what you share.
yeah, I was actually gonna. So I look at David and like so, and I get really serious because I've been kind of just joking around the whole time. Like this should go without saying, but you can't tell your wife anything. You can't hint at anything. It doesn't matter what she thinks. If she's mad, I promise you, don't want your family involved.
Oh, I know. My second stop after the cheese sticks was a burner cell phone.
yeah, I need to pick a local one up while I'm here at some point. But you can send me a very vague text, and I can send you a very vague text back. In fact, maybe I'll just send you a text back from my burner phone to the number that you send here. Just send me something inconspicuous. Nothing new to report, officer, or something of the sort. I could pretend you're an informant. And if you need help, well, make something sound important and we'll figure it out. In fact, should we all just set a... Maybe we should just pick up burners right now.
Yeah, I kind of wave my phone in front of him like I'm covered. I think we should all have. I like your informant idea, but I don't know how FBI procedure works necessarily. But won't it be kind of weird to your superiors if you all of a sudden have 3 new informants in the same location where you've never been?
Oh, well, I mean, again, I'm hoping that only his burner phone is going to text my work phone since he's away from us. From there, I can use his burner phone with my burner phone.
Where are you guys talking?
We're
Hmm.
I was imagining us in the car after, like,
Yeah.
kind of around the car. Maybe Remy's still in it, looking at papers or something.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to ask you when we got off on the sidetrack was have we officially left yet?
Sounds like it.
Okay, so yeah, as soon as we get those things in the car and we've checked those things, I'm gonna do my paranoid, FBI agent, look over the car, check under, see if anything looks out of place before we stop the ignition, and then take a roundabout route back to the post office.
Your paranoid look. You see a bottle is rolled underneath your car. Looks like a Fanta bottle. Orange.
Is it it's a bottle?
Yeah.
Is it full of orange liquid?
About like 1/8 full.
That last little dregs at the bottom.
The spit.
Ew.
And it's not. It's just there.
Yeah, just like rolled underneath your car.
I don't see any like fishing line off of it or anything fucky.
No, not from what you can tell.
All right, I'll assume it's probably okay since it doesn't seem to be connected to anything. I don't know.
Yeah. So when you pull out, do you intentionally run over it like I would?
No,
Okay. All right.
I very intentionally avoid it as much as possible.
All right. You pull out. So party breaks off. Walmart run. Get some cheesy sticks. You get anything else at Walmart?
Cheesy sticks in the burner phone.
Burner phone. Fucking.
So
I forget
we
the.
already took him back to the post office.
Yes. Yeah.
So en route to the safe house, which we can jump back after you go back to him in a second. We are going to do the same. I'm going to get a local area code burner phone.
Okay.
So I don't know if you want to bounce back and keep doing his thing for a minute.
Yeah. So he goes to Walmart and does that. We do not need to worry about small purchases like this. That is taken care of. Easy peasy. Yeah, it's incidental. You see a man out front with a sign, the Bible in his hand, and a sign in the other, and says, "Everyone will burn" on the sign, and he's holding out the Bible. And he started to like mumble stuff, and then he's just kind of like staring everyone down as they're coming in. On your way out.
So wait, are we all at Walmart right now? I'm sorry, I got lost on the shelf.
Only Owen. Or only David.
Weirdo.
Yeah. So you make your way back to the car. And at that point, everybody else goes and gets their burner phones, and I believe you guys would make it to the unit. So...
For what it's worth, I am like taking roundabout paths to get there.
Sure. So David is done before you guys get there. Maybe shoot you a text.
So is Jason, is the assumption that you have to go home and you're going to find an excuse to leave?
Yep, I have to take the stuff home.
Okay.
Can't leave cheese sticks in the car.
Well, yeah. So I guess my question then is, you have your burner phone and your cheese sticks and whatever else you're supposed to get.
Yeah, cheese sticks and just the grocery list.
So, are you gonna text me when you leave, or are you texting me when you're leaving your house? When you leave the store, or when you leave the house?
When I leave the house.
All right. So to finish Jason's arc, or to finish David's arc, you head home. Where do you live? Unless you don't want to share it.
I guess Hickson area?
Okay. So you take about 20 minutes, maybe 25 minutes, drive down there. Make it home. What's your plan? Open up the door.
I'll drop all the stuff off and tell her that my buddy Jason wants to do something. Wants to go hit the range.
Okay, do you put it in the fridge or you just throw it on the counter?
I'll put the groceries away. I'm
Alright,
a good husband.
Put the groceries away. I'd say I had to ask these things. But you just got here.
I know, but he's got a new firearm and he wants to show me, and it's very new.
I'll never understand those things. Well, just make sure we're supposed to have movie night tonight, so try to get back before it's too late or I'll be asleep.
I will try.
And you look down and she's like holding a copy of The Thing in her hand, the DVD.
The Thing?
Yeah.
Why you gotta be like that? Why you gotta be like that right after we split the party?
Okay, so do you leave?
Yep.
Alright, and do you text them, email them, whatever?
I'll text his phone.
Okay.
Just
Alright.
say this is a group.
Alright, so scene fades over to the other three. You guys show up at the coordinates. You see that it's a... Huh?
With our burner phones we picked up on
With your burner phones that you picked up.
And Boost Mobile, you know?
Yeah, there's I can't remember the name of the worst one, but it's that one. But I guess they're all equally bad at that point.
Cricket?
No, there's another one that you get at Walmart at the front of the store.
Straight Talk.
Straight Talk, that's it, yeah.
Yeah, that one.
That's it.
I actually logged on the Walmart website to look.
Yeah. You walk out with that. Anyway, so you guys show up at the storage units there. One of the units. The GPS coordinates line up directly to 606, facing away from the road. Most of the doors are shades of yellow and orange, and this one's a slight tint of green. It looks like the door is made of copper, slowly tinted over time.
It's a green door.
So is there a lock on it?
There is,
I
but
didn't
it's
make up the green door. He did.
it is rusted, but there is a padlock on there.
All right. So I guess we get there, and I don't have a key to this place. I just got told where to go. You guys happen to get a care package? I didn't.
Does the apartment key doesn't work, does it?
You take the apartment key and you slide it, and it goes about halfway in and butts up against it. It's not able to work.
Cabin key?
Cabin key doesn't even fit. It just
Okay.
mars it and scratches it a little bit.
I mean, I have a multi-tool. You have lockpicks. I assume at this point you told me you have like a kit with
did.
you.
Yeah, no. So to clarify, key only padlock, or is there a combo?
It's a key.
Okay. I might be able to, but hold on a moment. I'm just gonna, check it out, look around, check. Is the roof like really high, or can we get to it? Like, see if there's something weird nearby.
The roof's probably about 10 feet up, a little oversized from normal. But it is attached. You're not able to go up there. Even if you were to get a ladder, you wouldn't have vision down into the storage unit.
Well, I meant like to see if there was a key lying around, or like.
You guys want to stack up and like?
Nah, not that much.
Okay.
How busy is the storage unit? Are we like the only ones
Yeah, I was
there?
gonna say,
in the parking lot?
You are the only ones there, and it is facing away from the road. It looks like, now that you've brought it up, strategically placed to be out of vision. If you were to park your car right in front of it and lower the door about 1/4 the way down, people wouldn't be able to see in.
So, do I see like I'm sure they have a security system. Do I see cameras?
There are no cameras on this side. It is at the very end of one of the units.
So I mean, since it's empty, we're on a timetable. And it's just a rusted lock. I take my pistol out and shoot the lock.
Well, before like, okay, all right, give me a sec here, all right.
All right,
And
you catch me as I'm cocking my pistol and just taking aim at it with my tongue sticking out.
All right. Hold on. Just give me 5 minutes. Here we go. I'll take out my lockpick kit.
All right. That is a dexterity straight. So that's 60% for you.
All right.
Do better, dice.
Do better.
Last roll. 4.
A 4. Excellent. Yeah, so
4.
you stick your tools right in there. And actually, I would rather you describe how it works.
Yeah, I mean, so, like, I'm assuming this is a nice lock, but, I've watched a lot of the, oh, god damn it, what's his name?
Lock-picking lawyer.
That guy. I've watched a lot of lock-picking lawyer. He's my inspiration.
I hear binding 2. Nice click on 3. I hear you saying to yourself, binding 2. Nice click on 3.
Yeah.
Shit, what is he saying?
Yeah, I was literally watching the lock-picking lawyer while I was filling out my character sheet.
Nice.
I was like, I got it. This is my hobby. This is one of my character's hobbies. Yeah, so I'm totally, like, I've probably seen him do this model. I've got a feel for it. I'm just kind of, yep, like you said, not clicked. Oh, okay, try again, reset. Told you I had it.
Perfect. Lock falls off. You pocket it.
Yeah, we park the car strategically.
Yes.
To lock as much as possible.
Yes, and raise it up. You first glance, all three of you see it's stark, but it is shelving units that go off the side. Maybe those industrial shelves that go up almost to the ceilings with the heavy metal. In front of you looks to be like a workbench made of metal as well. There is nothing in here, but there's a bunch of cases, a couple cases on each of the shelves, and directly in front of you, they're made of like hard plastic. And directly in front of you, you see looks to be like a sticky note stuck onto the like workbench, and you see a key sitting on top of the sticky note.
Walk up,
take
you
the
know,
key
read
out
it.
and check the lock.
Okay, so you do that, and it fits. And Nolan, what were you doing?
I was just reading the sticky note. I was just kind of seeing if it said anything on it.
It says green box for you, smiley face.
So there's a key with a sticky note, a bunch of shelves, a workbench, and then some plastic containers.
Yes. So like think of like military containers that would they would have like the foam on the inside, or you would suspect they have
So
the foam on the inside.
case.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm totally checking those.
Yeah. So you pop those open and they're empty, but they look like they're configured to where you could store whatever the fuck you want to store in them. But they're fairly large, so you could put like a carbine or fucking warhead in there, whatever you want to do.
Cool. All right. Well, let's get to it. And I've probably got like I'm a fucking cop, so I've got like 12 different flashlights in my car, and I'm sure there's a couple I can hook around to give us a little light. And I'll help drag the files out, and we'll, I guess, start at the one that she found that on and kind of see if there's any that seem to be related. Or...
As you pull those out, you get a text from David. Ding! I'm done.
All right, I'll send a text back from the burner phone. Says, "Hey Jenny, we made it to the hole. Can't wait to see you." So my burner to his number that he sent to my real phone.
Jason's dead.
So I guess while you're going through the items or the paper, I guess maybe Remy's helping. We have these boxes. You said were like these empty boxes, but they're obviously made to carry gear in. So since I had my bag with me that was kind of not big but not small, while he's doing that, since I don't really feel like I could help that much with it, I'm not so good with the numbers. I'm taking stuff out of my backpack, and in my backpack I kind of gonna fudge this. I don't know if it would actually work, but I had like a full my rifle was fully field stripped in my backpack.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna reassemble it, and kind of start packing myself a case with what I have in my bag.
Sounds
so
great.
in the case where I can ship it or move it around.
Sounds great. Yeah.
So, in a similar vein, right? Like if this was a cop car,
You will
right,
have them.
there would be like a mount, like usually, right? Like the shotgun's going to be like mounted on
Yep.
the roof. The assault rifle's going to be mounted in the trunk.
Yep.
So I would assume that's probably where mine is.
Yep.
Well, or rather, I would assume it would be more inconspicuous on a federal agent vehicle. So is it in a rack or is it in a similar case?
I would assume a case.
That was kind of where
Yeah.
I was at. There probably is one in there.
Yeah.
in there,
I would assume
right?
you have your deck ready to go, cased out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yes, David, did you say anything back?
Nope, I'm just driving to the storage unit.
Okay, so you're just headed there. They go through some of the files, and you eventually show up. I do not need a roll for the files. You go through the rest of them and do not find anything else suspicious. The only thing that pokes out is the name and location that you already have.
All right. Before we go any further, anybody got any other wild hairs? Did we miss anything? I don't think we did, right?
I don't think so. I think we really need to check out this property. I mean, I
Yeah.
can't really say I like cemeteries, but maybe Remy's right. Maybe this is the cabin we're looking for.
I don't. It definitely feels a little off, but it is what it is. Why don't we leave all these files here in the little room here? There's plenty of fucking room, so
Yep.
we can stuff these in here. We'll take the file or files or whatever it is
Sure.
that are associated with that. I'll check that, in the glove box or something. And
Okay.
is there somewhere inconspicuous that we can leave his vehicle?
You could
Or
pull the
rather,
vehicle
I-
in. You can fit the vehicle in there if you wanted to.
Okay, in that case, I'll say,
It's pretty big.
hey, David, do you want to take 2 cars there, or do you want to just kind of hide yours here and we'll go on one?
We'll hide it here. I'll pull out the truck gun.
What kind of car is it? I don't remember what you said.
It's an SUV.
Cool. All right.
So I guess
if you'd
before we,
Sorry, what?
I was just gonna say before we leave, since I've reassembled my weapon and got it packed in the case where he's got his truck gun, I kind of make the comment to you that we may want to make sure that your stuff's in order before we get there, just so we're on the safe side. I ask you if you have if you have your full complement of weapons with you. Are you good? Is everything loaded where you can get to it?
We're golden. Thanks. No, though, David, you might want to make use of one of those. I think it would fit in that one there. At least a little less conspicuous. What do you say?
What are you pointing at?
Like an empty plastic case, like a military style case that can pretty much fit anything. I reassembled my weapon and put it in one of them already.
Yeah, there's some inconspicuous cases in here. You might want to put your piece in there.
Actually, I made an assumption. These cases are not like triple padlock. They're meant for easy access, right? You just flip open a
Yeah.
latch on them.
Pop.
Awesome.
Open up. Yep.
All right, cool.
Good question. You mean you don't want to go through a 5-number alphanumeric code on them?
No.
No.
every time?
No.
I mean, that wouldn't serve you any purpose unless you're trying to hide something.
Mine's not that big.
What does your wife have to say about that?
Hey.
Hey,
Cheese sticks.
Well, then here.
I will collapse it down some and slide it into the backpack.
All right.
All right. Your
All right.
call. No, as you're well aware, I imagine, sir, they tend to give us. They like us to be more inconspicuous. So I got number 1 and number 2 right there.
All
What
right.
are you
Well,
pointing
as
at?
long as we're good to go.
And 3 and 4 here and here.
You hear
I make a note to take the cases. It's probably not important, but we take the empty cases too.
Okay. You hear lightning crack and thunder in the background as rain starts to pour down while you're inside
Yeah,
the
I was gonna
storage
say, what
unit.
the fuck is that?
I love driving in the rain.
Oh, it's the best, isn't it?
Probably
Get in the
around
back of the car and
Buddy.
5:30.
pull out the rain jacket.
Okay.
Yeah,
From 5:30.
conveniently.
So we've been going about 4 hours
Yeah.
in game time so far.
Sounds about right. All right. Well, probably take us 30 minutes, 45 hour.
It looks like about an hour. I'm looking on my phone on my GPS. I'd say it looks like about an hour, but the roads it's a bunch of back roads getting up there. So
Oh, good. Good. Reminds me of home. All right. Let's well. Anybody got any other bright ideas before we head out?
By the way, mine's an AR-9 with a suppressor and a laser sight, and a hollow on top.
Asian thumbs up guy in your direction.
I've got,
Okay. So,
I got several items on me.
one car is what I hear. Everybody's
Yeah,
piling
the-
in.
taking-
the government
yeah,
SUV.
vehicle.
Okay. And Philip, you're driving your own car, I would assume. Okay. Any stops on your way?
Top off with gas if we haven't already,
All right.
and maybe get some snackaroos.
All right. Go and get some combos. A couple sticks of beef jerky.
You know, a good cup of gas station coffee.
Gas station
my
coffee.
Immune system, my digestive system is just immune to that shit by now.
So you are drinking coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I come out with 12 bottles of Mellow Yellow.
Okay.
Pile into the back.
You kind of start to feel fatigue starting to set in you, and you drink the coffee, and perks you right back up. Same thing with the Mellow Yellow.
Is that a mechanic? In
It
the
is a
game?
mechanic.
That's right. Yeah, caffeine explicitly was something.
Yeah. We probably won't get to it today, or during this mission, but we'll see.
I passed the phone around for everybody to put their number in it.
Do what?
I passed my burner phone around so everybody can put their number in it.
Yeah, I imagine we've now got everybody's burner phones in each of them. And again, the code names are something we do not currently have, right?
No, what do you put your name in as?
Yeah, so I'll put my name in as AG.
Okay.
I'll put mine in as Steve Kepler.
Okay.
Actually, no, I put mine in as or no, I called him Jesse. So never mind, AG.
Not Amy. Remy?
I'll just. I don't even know. I'll put it. I'll
How do
put
you-
in. Oh God, what? I had a last name in my head for my character, and now I forgot it.
I put CDC for mine.
Okay.
CDC for yours, nice. I'll.
Indy.
Huh?
Indy.
Indy? No, I'm not gonna do Indy. I'll just put Minnesota. You're welcome.
Put
Yeah.
Minnesota in there. Philip, driving through the rain towards this place. And make your way down the highway, get off, starts going back roads. You see the Tennessee River to your right. You can make it out every now and then as breaks in trees. You see some docks and stuff as you have to eventually closing in the last couple miles here, pulling in towards the final destination. Are you guys talking about anything on the way?
Yeah, I'm showing off pictures of my corgi to everybody that will look. Just kind of talking without getting personal, but just, or rather not revealing specific personal details, but just talking, showing pictures. I'm talking about guns with David.
Cool. And Nolan, you're trying to show off one of these pictures of your corgi here as a deer runs out in front of the car, and Philip just happens to had just looked or is fixing to look. Roll me a drive check as the deer runs out in front of the car.
Oh damn!
Okay, we're all gonna die from a car accident.
If we
What?
die, it's worth it.
You saw the corgi.
My daughter would love that corgi.
I have fur animals myself. Oh Lord.
He failed it.
53 over 50.
53 over 50. You slam into the deer, and you hear its moans as it grazes over the top of the car and falls down on the other side. You probably have bars out front, so the damage is probably superficial. You see a slight crack in your windshield amongst the blood that's starting to drip down. Roll me a sand check. Whoever's in the front. Who's sitting...
I guess that I called shotgun a while ago. So
you did.
I went, so...
Yeah, I would have been in the back.
Yeah.
Is that the same dice? Sorry, D100s?
It is always a D100, yes.
Alright, cool. 52 under 7.
Okay. You take 0 points of sand damage.
59 under 85.
You take 0 points of sand damage as well. Fuck! Deer!
God damn it! Jesus.
You can hear the deer moaning behind the car.
Fuck. All right, you want me to take care of it, or you want to?
I offer to hop out. Just take. I guess.
Did any of us have an explicitly silenced pistol?
I don't think so. But
Yes.
you
We're in the middle of the backwoods right
yes,
now.
yes, you are fairly rural.
So I guess I hop out of the car and kind of take a look at the front just to see. I mean, like you said, we see that there's not much damage. Looks like the bars are just blood on them. And I have my pistol unholstered in my hand, which it has like one of those small tactical flashlight attachment, so I can kind of see where I'm going. Getting darker outside, and I walk back to I assume a couple feet behind the SUV, and see the deer all mangled and fucked up. I guess I do kind of a quick just glance around the area. Not that I'm suspicious of anything. We're just driving, we hit a deer, but just because of training and habit, I just kind of sweep around the area, and I guess I don't see anything other than some fairly thick trees break to see the water, and so I shoot the deer once in the head.
Okay. You look down at the deer, and its wide, wet eyes look up at you as you pull the trigger and put it out of its misery. I will need you to also roll another sand check for the damage on an innocent.
I hate Bambi. Hold on, sorry.
Oh, unless you specifically actually hate deers.
No, I can't say. I can't say. No. 40 under 70.
It's probably not the first deer he's killed.
Yeah.
Well, actually, so since and
that
never mind. I'll ask you about that later. 40 under 70.
So 40 under 70, you can roleplay however you want to. Maybe you were a hunter in the past, or
I just I don't really feel much. I've unfortunately seen and done a lot worse. I'm not happy about doing it, but it's just very businesslike. I just do it and walk away.
And the deer slumps down in the middle of the road. It's turned to more of like not even a gravelly, but more of a dirt road behind you guys as you make your way back to the car.
I'll help him presumably drag that thing off the road.
Sure.
Actually, yeah, sure. Yeah, I just drag it, just not even into the woods, just to the shoulder of the road.
Okay.
Just so it's not in the road.
Okay. You drag it to the shoulder of the road, and you look down at your phone, and you're like, it's fucking a mile away.
We're a mile away from it now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we're a mile away. No reason not to take the car, right?
Yeah. I don't want to walk more than a half this mess. I promise I'll keep pictures to myself this time. We should be able to make it.
It's fucking nasty out here.
Yeah, and the blood's already starting to mix with the rain and wash off of your car. It's almost like there's no evidence other than the small crack in the top corner that you hit the innocent deer.
And this is one of those I've had like a cracked windshield before. Like it's just a crack in there. It's not a leak.
Very small. Yes.
Yeah.
It's hard to even see.
Okay. Damn thing. All right. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Get back in the car. I guess drive away back or continue towards the house, the thing, whatever it is.
Yeah. You.
Oh shit! I guess it. Damn. Okay. Sorry.
You reach the end of the road. In front of you, which is not marked on, I guess, your map or your GPS, you do see a cabin right in front of you. It looks to be about 1 story high. It's old looking.
So, how do you want to play this, Philip?
All right. So as soon as we can see the building, I probably would try to like find, the most inconspicuous, not blocking the path, spot that I could set the vehicle up. I assume we're probably, 100 yards away or some shit.
Yeah, less than that. Yeah.
Okay. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and reverse and park it facing back out.
Okay.
And so you said it's 1 story.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, are we talking like a 1-room log cabin? What are we talking?
It's hard to tell from the outside, from just in front of it, but it probably contains at least a bedroom and a bathroom and like a small living room.
So it's not just fucking like 1-room log cabin. It's a little bigger.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Well,
I guess we're parked at this point, and especially since we brought it out of overabundant caution, I go ahead, and since we're in the middle of nowhere, so I can see it, I do bring my rifle with me this time. It's just slung over my shoulder.
Yeah, you're in the woods. Who's gonna care?
I bring my rifle and a pair of it was in the equipment list, a pair of goggles. I don't know, it kind of not futuristic, but they have a toggle on them for just straight up night vision or thermal, just like a pair that you would have to wear, so it's not attached to my gun on the scope.
Okay, you have to hold it up.
Yeah.
Oh, I assumed it was like a head thing.
Well,
wouldn't it? Normally, is it like binoculars, or is it like a headpiece?
I guess it should be a headpiece, but it's
whatever you want.
Yeah, I'll do that. It has 3 nylon straps that I can put on my head, kind of cinch it on. So I have it off, and I just kind of I get that out of the case that I packed. And I was like, I don't think we're gonna need this, but I kind of have a feeling. So
I just look at him and say, rather have it and not need it, right?
Exactly.
So I saw whatever, David, you put you said it was some sort of AR in your bag?
Yep, I'll pull it out.
I guess there's really. I will go ahead and strap my shotgun over my back, and I'll carry my carbine just because it's smaller.
Sure.
And grab like my headlamp or whatever. And all right, what do you think? We'll.
Remy's probably looking at you 3 like, what the fuck are you guys doing with all those guns
Yeah.
going into this cabin?
I offer her my pistol, actually, from my side holster. I take it out and hand it to her and ask her if she wants it.
I mean, I do have my own pistol, at least.
Okay. I didn't see it. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Glad to
no,
see it.
I conceal carry. I just like to be a little bit more inconspicuous about it.
All right.
I look at her and I'm like, you ever use one of these? And I point at the shotgun.
A few times.
Do you want it?
Wouldn't hurt.
All right. Take shotgun off hand, T.
All right.
Cool.
I'll hold the shotgun.
Sweet.
All right.
You guys see in front of.
Just don't point anything you don't want to kill, and well, let's keep it as quiet as we can here. Eh?
Yeah.
All right.
Deal.
Pointy end, go boom boom.
Pointy end goes boom boom, and if the other side has pointy end goes boom boom, let's get the fuck out of here. All right. All right.
You see in front of you, as you guys approach the door, looks to be like a fake logwood, a faux wood cabin, with the exterior only being like the half log tacked on the outside there.
Yeah.
You look up and you do see it is connected to the local power grid via a very small
Yes, I was going to
line.
say, now that we're like close, we see it's connected to it. Is there any light or anything weird?
You also see that it is got a fieldstone chimney on one of the sides. There's no light emanating from the inside. There is a front porch light. No smoke. Yeah.
The front porch light is off.
Yes, everything is off. No lights on.
I'm gonna assume that Nolan and I have some semblance of a sort of tactical hand signals that we can communicate in, at least rudimentarily, and kind of indicate that maybe we should sweep the perimeter before we go in. I kind of look at you and I do, to you, Nolan.
He's muted.
Oh yeah, you're muted if you're talking, Mike. Did we lose you, Mike?
Might have lost him.
He did say he had to go to 11:45.
He did.
He did.
He's got 4 minutes.
I would assume that unless he chimes back in a second, he would agree, and maybe we'll just do a pass around. I'm looking for disturbances on the ground. It's probably, I would assume that, especially now that it's, there's probably some sort of leaf cover around here.
Right.
Like, is it disturbed? Do I see any obvious, like, big muddy boot prints or anything?
Okay. Mike, did you hear him about wanting to survey the area?
Yeah, I had cat aggro. I heard tactical hand signals.
Yeah, I was just kind of, doing this number, and signaling like, let's sweep the perimeter.
All right.
So I guess I have a. Would that be? I have a really high stealth score, so I guess at least I'm not being heard while I'm looking.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll kind of indicate for everybody to drop back a little bit, stay with them, and we'll follow. I don't know, 20, 30 feet behind them.
Okay. The rest of you, the other two, are you guys following suit, or are you gonna stay at the front of the house, maybe go in or whatever?
I was going to stay at the front.
Okay.
Stay at the front.
Stay at the front. This is a small overhang. You can stand out of
the front. Like, I'm assuming it's like a little porch with a shotgun.
Yeah, a small overhang will keep you out of the rain right there in front of the door. With a shotgun on the porch. You guys. All right. So, all right. Do you guys split up and go around one side each, or you guys taking?
Tailing him.
You're coming together.
I'm tailing him, but I'm staying a little ways behind.
All right. So you guys go around the house. You see what looks to be like a well out back. You also see an outhouse out back. And then you also see what looks to be like a septic tank, but it was like shoddily buried. Normally, septic tanks are buried under the ground, and this one is maybe like 3/4 of the way under the ground. And the top is kind of like poking out.
Can I tell if it seems to be like eroded around it, or was that how it was put in?
What do you mean by eroded?
Like, has nobody been here and the ground around it's just eroded to the point that it's exposed?
At its depth, there's no amount of erosion that would leave it that exposed.
This exposed?
Yeah,
okay.
it would have been installed
They were either
that way.
lazy or rushed or...
Yeah.
Okay. You see, that's about it. What do you see In
going around?
particular, do I see any, paths or remotely recent footprints going to and from any of these things?
You'd actually, so there is one more thing back there. There is a small shed, back there as well. You do see footprints every now and then back there, but they are not recent at all. Just like old marks in mud, as someone does, like right up against like the shed or the outhouse and stuff like that, where someone would have stepped right there over and over. But it's not recent.
So,
So
I mean,
while
like,
we're surveying this, I mean, I flip down the goggles I have, so I don't see anything around. There's no, it appears to be empty. I don't see any kind of like any thermal signature I can see. You know, I toggle between the modes. I can't. There's nothing I can see. That it appears to just be me and Philip back here.
Yeah, you toggle over to the thermal and do a sweep over there, and you are greeted with like a wash of blue and dark blue as you scan the scenery, other than where you guys have walked and your persons.
Okay. I guess I make a signal to Philip that it looks clear. I mean, he sees me doing all this. I signal to him.
I'll acknowledge and indicate. Let's wrap around the other side and go back to the front.
Okay. You wrap around and meet the other two.
And I think both of our gear lists mentioned, police radios and like throat mics and stuff, but I don't know.
It does.
I guess we could have set those to the same frequency and used them, right? That would be the intent with that.
Yep.
Yeah, so I imagine that's something he and I probably would have done at some point on the way here.
Okay, you meet the other two.
Although the area around the house looks clear, there's some kind of weird tank or storage. I don't know. Kind of. It's
septic tank.
Yeah, but it's not in the ground all the way. I don't know. It's
something fucky. You want to check the cabin and we'll check the back? What do you think?
Yeah, I think we should do a check of the cabin, and we can go in first, have them come in behind us, see if we find anything. I do want to get their opinion on that on what it looks like back there afterwards, but I'd like to clear the cabin first.
Yeah, let's go ahead. All right.
What time is it?
Like 6 o'clock by now.
Yeah, it's probably like 6.
I assume since it's storming, it's almost practically dark though.
It is very dark outside.
That was my thing.
Yeah, it is very dark outside.
Covering storm, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess I gently kind of push on the door to see if it, I check the handle, kind of push on it to see if it's locked or not.
The front door is locked.
Nothing,
All right.
Nothing fishy or tripwires or anything weird on the way up.
No.
All right. Well,
And just so you guys know, sorry, I'm going to interrupt for a second. Just so you guys know, I have all your sheets up, so I am actively using your sheets as we move along for some things.
Okay.
Oh, I guess since the door's locked,
Yeah.
I look at Philip and grin and kind of motion towards my suppressed rifle, and then look back at him to see what he wants to do.
Didn't somebody grab the key?
Yeah. So I mean,
fine.
As you raise your rifle, I pull out the key, and I just kind of indicate that I will go to the handle side, unlock, and then follow standard like breaching procedures. We'll quickly open it and swing it back, and he's got should be able to get pretty good vision.
All right.
And I'll kind of be there to support.
The key goes straight into the lock. You twist it, kick it open, push it open, whatever. Break off as you go in. You quickly
Comes out of it.
Goes in.
Yeah.
And you quickly realize the inside is covered with dust and cobwebs.
Okay.
You get the musty smell of mildew and water. Disuse over time comes to heart. You guys are looking inside of this cabin. It looks old, worn down. You don't see food. You don't see supplies. It's hardly furnished. It looks like secondhand furniture. Roll me a... Actually, I don't even need you to roll me anything. As you guys go through here, checking everything out, you turn the faucet and try to get some water out, as you saw the well out back. And you hear like a ding as like the electricity cuts on to pump the water in there. Going through the rest of the house, and someone, I guess we can do, let me roll for this. Remy notices a footlocker at the base of a old dusty bed.
Does it have a lock on it?
It doesn't. It looks like a Vietnam-era metal footlocker.
Shit, 67, 70. Was that Vietnam?
Should have been out. That should be after. Just barely.
Okay, sorry.
I think. But he's an old man.
Yeah, alright.
Is there like a name or anything on it?
No.
Do you point this out to everybody?
Yeah.
Is, everything else is fucking dusty. This is the same, right?
Yes.
Alright.
You do see not a fingerprint, but like where someone had touched the latch to flip it open and like put their hand there.
Like recently?
It's got dust on it, but it's not as dusty as the rest.
Not as dusty.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. I checked for any booby traps and then, we open it. Look away and open it.
You open it up, and you as a group immediately see two things. Or a couple things. You see a sealed envelope marked with a green triangle, or marked with a triangle in green ink. You also see, looks like a torn out piece of paper from a notebook. And you see a large iron knife, and you see what looks to be like a very large marble or sphere made of glass. Do you want to investigate any of these things before we close out for the night? I would highly suggest it.
It was what again? It was a knife.
A knife. Marble. A very large marble-looking glass sphere, a torn-out piece of a notebook page, and then an envelope that contains a piece of paper that seems like with a green triangle drawn on it with green ink.
We still haven't heard anything other than the program, though, right?
Correct.
All right.
Yeah, I think Remy should look. Your expertise is fucked up weird shit, right? We got this weird ball. What do you think it looks like?
Yeah. Does it look like one of those like photography balls?
I remember correctly. Wasn't there a green triangle behind the guy talking?
There was.
That's a good point.
Yes.
There was.
The ball, I don't know what a photography ball is, but think of like a glass sphere that like a magician would move his hand around and it would stay in the same spot.
Okay, so it's like a green.
Yeah.
Photography ball, if you hold it up, it takes the picture upside down because it's...
okay. Yeah, I guess it'd be very similar to that.
Yeah, so what I'll do is kind of, I'll look at that, and does it ring a bell of anything that would make sense?
Let's see, what's your science is at?
My science?
I know you have science of some sort.
No, I don't.
You don't have any science?
Not straight up science.
Yeah,
I'm the one with science.
I would say he's science, bro.
Oh, I guess that's me just forgetting what Jason did. I guess I'll maybe amend my question to include both of them.
Yeah.
I'll just play up the, hey, what do you dirty people think?
The cultural, historical bones and...
Okay, well, what about the knife? Maybe I asked Remy to look at the knife.
That might be a better...
Yeah.
And then I asked David to look at the glass ball.
Okay, so we'll do it in this order. Remy, you start looking at the knife, and one of the other two pick up the glass ball and start looking at it. David, you're holding it, and you're doing a investigation and rolling over your science skill here. You pick it up, and you're next to Nolan with the ball, and kind of like holding it maybe like waist level or something like that. And you have like I guess you probably have something metal on your body, right?
Yeah, I have a gun.
Yeah, you have a gun. You feel that the glass sphere is magnetically attracted to your gun, and it kind of pulls towards the gun. And Nolan, you look down and you're like, what the fuck? And you feel David, you feel the glass sphere like go towards Nolan's midsection as it's like attracted to it. Both of you roll me a sand check. As its glass is not magnetic at nature.
I hope I'm lucky, 17 under 70.
You're good?
Nice.
55 under 60.
And both of you are like, what the fuck, what are you doing? Why are you doing it? Why are you holding it like that? In disbelief.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, stop pushing that thing towards me, I guess.
I'm not.
Stop fucking around. I'm trying to figure this out.
Remy, you have the skills to know what's going on here. You identify this with ease, that it seems to be of like Anglo-Saxon manufacture, which is like pre-Viking. Strangely, it's engraved with Ogham markings, which you know to be phonetic sounds. So like it would be, it's a line down the middle, and you might 1, 2, 3, kind of like a tally, and it makes a phonetic sound as you go down the line. But it appears to be gibberish to you. Something that does strike you interesting is that the bone handle seems to be human and relatively new.
Yikes.
There is the notebook paper and the envelope left.
Yeah, so while they're fucking around with that, I'll probably pick up the envelope and I'll look at the paper. Does it look to be, English? Yeah. What does it look like?
So you pick up the paper and it is English, and so I'm going to, I'll have to read both of these to you guys, and then we'll be done. Bringing in the first paper that's not in the envelope. I posted it over there for you. You see at the top of the notebook paper is written, "The Little Death." Now, I guess I'll probably do a voiceless scene. Scrawled on here. Now, I was virtually certain I was going to die. As I tried to escape my fate, an even lower portion of my brain began to transmit more visions and information. I was told that this new material was being presented to me because I was dying, and therefore safe to receive these revelations. These were the secrets reserved for the dying and the dead, I was informed. I could only very dimly perceive the givers of these thoughts. Giant reptilian creatures reposing sluggishly at the lowermost depths of the back of my brain, where it met the top of my spinal column. I could only vaguely see them in what seems to be gloomy dark depths. They then projected a visual scene in front of me. First they showed me the planet Earth as it was eons ago, before there was any life. I saw an ocean, a barren land, and a bright blue sky. Then black specks dropped from the sky by the hundred and landed in front of me in the barren landscape. I could see that these specks were actually large, shiny black creatures with stubby pterodactyl-like wings and huge whale-like bodies. Their heads not visible to me, they flopped down, utterly exhausted from their trip, resting for eons. They explained to me in a kind of thought language that they were fleeing from something out in space. They had come down to the planet Earth to escape their enemy. The creatures then showed me how they had created life on the planet in order to hide within the multitudinous forms and thus disguise their presence. Before me, the magnificence of plant and animal creation and specification. Hundreds of millions of years of activity took place on the scale with a vividness impossible to describe. I learned that the dragon-like creatures, thus inside all forms of life, including man, they were the true masters of humanity and the entire planet, they told me. We, humans, were but the receptacles and servants of these creatures. For this reason, they could not speak to me from within myself. Or they could speak to me from within myself. This evening, as I returned to the village in my canoe, I was now eager to solicit a professional or opinion from most supernaturally knowledgeable of the Indians, was a blind shaman whom had made many excursions into the spirit world with the aid. It seemed only proper that a blind shaman might be my guide to the world of darkness. I went to his hut, taking my notebook with me, and described my visions to him, segment by segment. I was stunned. What I had experienced was already familiar to this barefoot blind shaman, known to him from his own explorations of the same hidden world which I had ventured. And the note ends at that.
Nothing at the bottom, though?
Nothing at the bottom. Remy, I would like you to roll me a anthropology check.
$20.
20. The title of this catches you off guard or a little bit, or catches a light bulb goes off in your head. A light bulb goes off in your head, and you realize that the Little Death is a English translation of ayahuasca, which is a drug that is used by shamans in a lot of the indigenous tribes in South America. Do you check out the other one?
Yeah, I was going to read that and then just go immediately to the other.
All right. You see a note. I posted it in there. To whom it may concern. If you are reading this note, I can assume I have died or become incapacitated before I had the courage to complete my final mission. You will find about 20 gallons of gas in the shed behind this cabin. Pour it into the septic tank beside the cabin and ignite it. You would be happier if you didn't look inside. Please make sure that the remains are kept away from my children. I'm so sorry. God, please forgive me. Clyde Bowman.
Oh, God.
And that is where we'll end tonight.
The fuck?
Oh yeah.